As always, it is a normal one.
When you say that, I worry.
Listen. I've never done anything to concern you. I can't even lie.
That's simply untrue.
I can't even.
Falsehoods.
Demonstrably false.
It's fine. You'll live. I
posted an episode of our podcast today where one of the end credit outtakes was just Julia saying very quietly, "Execute him."
Listen.
I don't remember the context of that.
You'll have
Probably
to watch
Glenn.
the episode, I guess.
It was so quiet that it didn't come through on stream. The captions picked it up.
Incredible.
Listen, the subtitles have always been outing me for everything. Even when I don't even show up on stream, the subtitles have outed me.
Spooky.
Yep.
Anyway, hello, viewers.
Who's doing the thing? Did we figure out who's doing the thing?
I'll do it. I'll just do it. Hello,
Okay.
this is live from the apocalypse. We are here today, day 2 as part of our Extra Life fundraising efforts. We are very close from what I hear. Did we pass it? We did. Or did we extend it? I was doing errands.
We did not extend it. We are like 300, slightly less than 300 away.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's good. That's good because I have an incentive for everyone who's here seeing us. If you want to make these people's lives better or worse, you can donate and decide if I'm turning this timer back to give them more time or taking time away. So that's an option that you can have if you would like to donate money for the children. We're playing Monster of the Week.
Just like any amount? What's the... Wait.
Any amount, and they can move it forward, backwards.
Oh, they get to... Oh,
JD, no.
Okay.
For the children. They wanna donate and give you 5 minutes more? They can.
That's fine. That's good.
They wanna donate and take 5 minutes away? They can also do that. Whatever they want to do. Yeah, so this is Headbox Hurry Home. It's a Monster of the Week game. And I think we should just let everyone introduce themselves and who they're playing in this fun little game. In alphabetical order, as per tradition. Brendan, can you please start us?
Hi, everybody. I'm Brendan, and I can hear myself.
So what you're going to want to do...
Thank you.
...is right-click in the audio mixer, go to Advanced Audio Properties, and change yourself from monitor and output to just output.
Audio. Oh, sorry. Hang on. So wait, just monitor?
Just output.
Just out. That's not an option.
Monitor off? Is that an option?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, we got it. We got there.
Yay!
Cool. All right, cool. Anyway, so hey, everybody. Hey, I'm Brendan, and I can no longer hear myself. And yeah, that's way less unsettling. I am, as you might have been able to tell, also doing tech for this, which is normally a Will thing. So I'm learning a lot. We're learning a lot together. I am normally here GMing a different spooky Monster of the Week game, Crypto Community College. We have a new session of that coming up Wednesday. But for right now, we are raising money for Extra Life. As we were just going over, we're extraordinarily close to our overall team goal, which is intense. And for this game, I will be playing John Swarthmore, he, him, using the Expert playbook.
Raph, that's you.
I don't know what I was waiting for, but I did just make a connection with Brendan's character's name. I won't leave that at that. Hello, I'm Raph. I'm playing Zach Harlinger. What can I say about Zach? He loves birds, lover of birds, and now lover of monsters, but maybe not in that way. Or maybe. Who knows? We're gonna find out today.
You weren't fast enough to get the playbook, Raph. Let it go.
You know what? You can't stop me though. You
Hobbies,
can't.
okay?
Once we're live, you
Hobbies.
can't stop me. That's basically. I don't know what else to say. Oh wait, I'm playing the mundane. There we go.
There you go. Steph, you would please.
I am Step. I am playing Vivian Montanari, she, her. She is the pararomantic playbook. I did beat Raph out for that one. Maybe you'll see her, darling. Maybe you won't. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
And last, our special friend from down.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just gonna make fun of you the whole time.
Oh, okay. Hello, my name is Will. I'm one of the storytellers here left from the apocalypse, and I do a bunch of other things. And I was in the game earlier. If you were still in the chat for that, you might have seen that. In this session, I am playing Jackson Kane, who is the criminal playbook. He used to hunt monsters for a living, and he was very good at it. And then he found out that they have like thoughts and feelings sometimes, and he was wrecked with guilt. And now he tries to help protect them. Nar.
Yeah, that's everyone. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I haven't GM'd in 2 years, and I am anxious. So let's just get right into it with starting this game. We are here in Rhode Island. It is a crisp fall day, and the water is beautiful from what you can see. You are all arriving at work, where you are all, for all intensive purposes, bird rehabilitators. You help injured birds, and people call you when they say, "Hey, we had an owl that flew into the side of our house. Could you come get it?" It's a very sweet thing. You're working in Newport, Rhode Island at the Raven's Roost Bird Conservatory. You're right down on the historic Ocean Drive. In the distance, you see the Castle Hill Lighthouse. It's a beautiful place to work. You're working in a little cottage, a little 2-story cottage with a nice little glass greenhouse that's been converted for where the birds are kept while they're recovering. And it's completely normal. It's completely and totally normal. You're all arriving one by one. Who usually arrives first to the office? Well, technically, Teresa's always there first. The secretary will greet you, but who gets there first thing out of you four?
I have a feeling that John is probably there early, and not just because he mostly lives out of an RV that is on the property, but mostly so that he can get in early and pretend to be working while he is actually using the word processor to polish up his manuscript for Song of the Goatsucker, Interior Lives of the Chupacabras.
Excellent. So I assume that means you have come in and you're upstairs on the second floor, typing away, doing all of that. What does John look like? Can you describe John for us?
John looks very similar to how I'm dressed now. Ball cap, flannel. I think he's a polo guy. I probably should have worn a polo for that. So he's a polo and jeans guy, but also with a flannel over the polo and a ball cap. For local sports team, who do they root for in Rhode Island?
I think that is like the one state that does not have sports teams.
I would geographically speaking, I would say Patriots, but I refuse to play a character that roots for the Patriots. So
Smart.
They only have 2 professional sports teams. You can and then it looks like they follow teams from Boston.
It's a Bruins cap. He seems like a hockey guy. John Swarthmore seems like a hockey guy.
Okay.
Yep. So sort of a mustache and stubble. Guy in his one of those guys you could place him anywhere from like his late 30s to his early 50s. You're not 100% sure.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So you're upstairs working away. You hear Teresa downstairs. She comes to stand at the foot of the stairs. She very rarely comes upstairs. She's been strongly discouraged because that's where some of the like more particular birds that may be carrying, like avian flu are kept upstairs. So they try to keep her out of it and downstairs. And you hear her from the bottom of the stairs, and she calls up and she's like, "Hey, did you see the groundskeeper when you came in this morning? John,
Mm.
John, did you
Huh?
see the groundskeeper?
No, why?
He was supposed to talk to me about getting in somebody for pest control because he's complaining about rabbits again. But all he did was he left me another stupid little note on the cork board in the kitchen. And I told him that if he's so particular about who we get to handle the rabbits, he needs to be here to help me pick someone out. And he
Yeah.
went home again.
I mean, look, it's the thing with the rabbits. Like you're not going to get that figured out until we figure out a way to get Cantaloupe fixed. Like he's in he's in season as the pheromones.
Okay, but why do you guys just let the rabbit out? Aren't you worried about one of the birds just like carrying it away?
Oh no, Cantaloupe could take care of himself. It's all right.
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna put coffee on. And then you hear Teresa head back through away from the stairs, through her little the little lobby area and into the kitchen. Which I think, Steph, you mentioned Vivian likes to spend time
Oh
in the kitchen. She loves.
yeah, she's got baking as a hobby, so she's probably in there finishing off some like blueberry Danish, just setting that out on the counter. Vivian, she's about 28. She's a shorty, 5'2". She's got very curly honey brown hair and uh, brown eyes. She's got a nice tan because she's outside a lot, and she usually is always wearing like jeans and boots, but she always comes in with a leather jacket on because she rides a motorcycle. But usually like t-shirt and a hoodie for work because animals.
Animals. You work with animals.
Things have claws.
They sure do. Birds, talons on birds.
Exactly.
So Teresa comes in and sees you and she just goes, "Oh, good morning. How are you doing today, sweetheart?"
Good, Teresa. How are you? You want a Danish?
Sure, but I think I'm gonna wait until I've got a fresh cup of coffee. You didn't happen to see the groundskeeper when you came in, did you?
No, is he supposed to be doing something at the moment?
He's supposed to be helping me pick out pest control for his rabbits because we have to do it in a super, you know, humane way because we're animal
Um,
rehabilitators. It would look bad if we just like
well, yeah,
sprayed pesticides or whatever, but he's never around to offer up his opinion. And it's just been
fair.
sitting on my desk for like 2 weeks. I'm getting really tired of it. I might just make him call.
I mean, yeah, I can poke him when I see him, or just kick down whatever door he's hiding behind. And just tell him that you're looking for him.
I don't even know where he lives. Did you know his address isn't in the HR file? I've brought that up to Dr. Ark like twice.
Oh, weird. I didn't know that.
It's horribly obnoxious. And
Well, I'm.
Teresa goes and starts making the coffee. And you know, Vivian, that there is no address,
Yep.
because you know that the
Blind.
groundskeeper is sleeping in a bunker underneath the shed out back. You're
Yep.
just poker faced on that one.
Oh
No
yeah, she's
idea.
just straight up just like, oh yeah, weird. I didn't know that. She's like, mental note: kick the shed door later and let him know. Got it.
And so Raph and Will, where are your characters? What are you doing this morning?
I'm walking in. Uh Definitely get there, maybe not as early as my uncle does, but early enough that Zach can actually be around some of the birds, the capital B birds, like the real birds. Um and tend to them a little bit, feed them bird seeds out of his pockets and stuff. Zach is a mid-20s scruffy looking guy. He's got like a green oversized shirt and some baggy cargo shorts on, wearing like some busted sneakers and a backwards cap. And yeah, all of the pockets are full of bird seeds because, you never know. Yeah.
Now, important question.
Okay.
Is your baseball cap, your backwards baseball cap, is that for any particular sports team? Do you follow in your uncle's inclinations as far as sports go, or do you have a different team? Are you a Rhode Island native, or did you come from somewhere else?
I went to the closest thrift store and found like a bird cap. I think it's like, is the Orioles a team?
They sure
Cool.
are.
Yeah, it's an Orioles backwards cap. And he just saw birds and he was like, that's a cool cap right there, and wears it, but has no idea what sports even are. Doesn't really follow them.
Fair. So you're coming in. Are you going straight to the glass area where they keep the recovering birds? Are you gonna stop in the kitchen? Are you gonna go up to see your uncle? What is your first thought upon getting to work?
First thought, gotta get some of Teresa's coffee. I don't know how she does it, but she always makes it right. I don't know. I never drink it at home because I don't know how to work a coffee machine, but also she always makes it really good. So probably gonna stop by the kitchen. Also, I definitely smell some Danishes, and Vivian knows what's up when it comes to baking. So definitely want to stop by the kitchen, grab a snack, grab some coffee, and then probably swivel over to my birds.
All right. Okay. So you enter the kitchen. You see that Teresa has just finished putting the coffee on. You see the fresh steaming plate full of scones.
Bless you too, genuinely.
How you been, Zach?
Good. Got my 8 hours, 9 actually last night. It was a good night. How are you? I see you got up early and made some Danishes. Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Well, I mean,
Grabs a
I know
couple.
they're the best. So.
Already threw one.
No, it's good. Therese was just telling me she was looking for the groundskeeper, so I'm going to track him down in a bit.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, the Danish is a little hot.
Right.
You might want to blow on it first.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's super hot. Yeah, I actually kind of burned my mouth. I should probably go get some coffee and go to the birds. Hey, Teresa, how are you?
Hey, Zach. If you burned your mouth, the coffee's gonna be just as hot.
Mm.
Okay, honey. All right, honey.
Perfect.
Okay. And Teresa just kind of like turns and gives Vivian a look, just like what is
He
going
does his own thing.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be at my desk if you need me. Um, Dr. Ark, I think, is in the upstairs lab today. She said something about a broken leg or ankle or something. I didn't know birds had ankles, honestly. Um, so she's up there, I think, if you're looking for her. I have some forms I gotta fill out for the fundraiser next month. So if you see the groundskeeper, tell him that he has to talk to me today, or it's not happening
Gotcha. Yep. Today.
today.
First thing when I see him.
Yep. And then she's going to go back to her desk out in the little lobby area. Where's Jackson at?
Jackson shows up for work a little bit late, which I think does happen a fair amount. He's dealing with some depression in light of some discoveries about his previous lifestyle and line of work. So he rolls up. I think drives like a very beat up, junky pickup truck that barely runs. He gets out of it, Jackson is like 6'3", 6'4", and looks like he was in peak physical condition like a year or two ago. And since then has kind of fallen off the wagon and let himself go a little bit. He's entering his dad bod era. He's in his like late 30s. Um, I think that like technically nobody wears it, but technically there's like a Raven's Roost uniform, and he is the only one that wears it. And it is like a short-sleeved khaki button-down with the logo on the chest, and then like shorts that barely fit around his massive thighs. Um, and from the very like from all of the skin that is exposed, he has some very like alarming and also maybe concerning tattoos, including like where his shirt doesn't quite button at the top, the the words in a very stupid font "Apex" across his chest. But they have it is starting to fade because he has been getting laser surgery, like laser tattoo removal on some of his more concerning tattoos. And he is very tan. He obviously spends a lot of time outdoors. He has a beard, a blondish beard that is starting to go gray. His hair is kind of long and blonde as well, but that's mostly from like being dyed in the sun, not like a natural color. And yeah, he like kind of rushes in through the front door and is like, I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I'm late. I didn't, I'm so sorry."
Teresa's sitting at her desk by this point, and she can see you through the open through the doorway that leads to the foyer where the front door is. And she's like, "Good morning to you too. Dr. Ark is upstairs. She's dealing with a very large bird with a very large broken bird ankle." Uh,
Is it all right?
Um, I,
How bad
I,
is it?
I mean, it's broken.
All right, I better get up there.
Okay, yeah. Um, John's up there too. Hey, wait! Before you go, did you see the groundskeeper this morning?
Um,
Yesterday when you were leaving, did you see the groundskeeper?
no, no, can't say that I did. Yeah,
Okay. If you see him, let him know I'm looking for him,
I will.
please.
I will. I absolutely will. But there's very important things. But I gotta go check on that bird. Great.
Yeah. And then are you heading straight up? Are you
Yeah,
heading up to the exam room? Are you going to stop by the office and say hello to John? Or are you just rushing off to?
I'm really worried about the bird.
Okay. Okay. Um. So you rush upstairs. There's at the top of the stairs. There's a little kind of communal shared office space with some desks and things. You there's the exam room doors. These ones have a scan-in badge, which the exam rooms downstairs do not have. So you go in, you see John at his desk. You breeze right past him, badge in. You go into the exam room, and there on the table is a peregrine. It's a, you know, at least that's what it says on the door that is being worked on. Is like a peregrine falcon. That's not that's not what is actually laying on the table. Uh, what you see laying there on the table appears to be a young doe. A young doe, spotted still, little dots. Its leg bandaged up. Uh, big brown downy wings coming from its back. You would recognize this. This is a Perryton, not a peregrine, Perryton. And wrapping its leg in a splint is a tall woman, uh, which you would recognize as Dr. Carolyn Ark. She is kind of strange looking is probably the best way to describe her. She's one of the people that you know who has been fey touched. So she has while she is a human for all apparent purposes, there is just something about her that even now after knowing her for as long as you have still kind of is unsettling to you, especially as someone who's kind of recognizing that there is this whole world to the supernatural beyond just little creatures. And she looks up when she sees you come in. She says,
You need a hand there, dog?
yeah, if you want to help me carry this one over into the overnight room. He's just about all bandaged up. I think he'll probably be here with us for a couple days, but I think it looks like a clean break.
Yeah, not a problem. And Jackson will approach it and will say, "All right, friend, I'm going to touch you now."
It looks up at you with
So
the biggest doe eyes, kind of watery in a sense. You can't tell if it's fear or if it's pain medication. And
I
it
don't
just looks
know
up at you.
if you can talk. So just, I guess, let me know if you're not okay with me carrying you.
From the other side of the room where she's kind of cleaning up, Dr. Ark goes, Jackson, it can't speak to you.
Right. All right. Well, I'm just going to scoop you then. And then just going to scoop it
It doesn't
very
it
gently, carry
it
it.
doesn't fight you. It kind of just like it's awkward because it's got, two wings and four legs, but I think you do okay, and you carry it through the office down across to the overnight room, which is also on the second floor.
There you go, little guy.
John, what do you make of this scene? You probably did not know that that's what Dr. Ark was up to in there. Did Brendan freeze?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
No.
no, I did not. No, I was just standing incredibly still.
Fuck. All right.
It's my defense mechanism, you know. No, just kind of stares and
Yeah.
Hmm.
Shh. Poor little guy's all tuckered out. He's had a big day.
You know how it happened?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Hmm.
Well, what? Why do you ask?
I don't know. Just thinking about could have done it. Could have been an accident. Could have been, I don't know, any number of things.
Well, the doc said that it was a clean break, so it probably wasn't an accident, I guess. Well, maybe. I don't know.
It wriggles a little in your arm.
Yeah, no,
Makes like a
you're right.
soft
Yeah,
honk.
sorry, I got
Oh.
distracted. Little guy, there you go. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, if I get a chance, you should come by and I'll see. I got those etchings of Bamian you got me transferred onto the van.
All right.
I mean, you can't really make them out. Like I had to, like they work great. Thank you. Like, yeah, I tried them out and everything. But just make them a little more inconspicuous. I took them down to my buddy Vallejo down to the body shop. Did a just A+ job.
Yeah. Is that the one out? I think I saw it on my way in. The guy with the sword.
Oh yeah. No. He does airbrush art, and also he makes swords in his backyard.
Very tasteful loincloth work on that van image. Van, what do you call it? A mural?
Mural, yeah. Think of it sort of a fresco almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, al fresco. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
From downstairs, you hear the front door kind of like crash open, a soft swearing, and then the door shutting. Sorry, my bad. And you all recognize this is the voice of Lucas. Lucas is, he likes to hang around. He's a local fisherman. He keeps his boat at a dock not too far from the Raven's Roost. And he's a Selkie. And he is, you know, he's a big fan. He's been friends with the doctor for a long time. She does all of his checkups uh, that he can't really, get taken care of in town. And he's just kind of a freeloader. He's here similar to Zach. He's here for Teresa's coffee. And he breezes through, says his good mornings to Teresa, and makes his way back into the kitchen, making himself at home back there. Uh, and while Dr. Ark has never discouraged Lucas being here, uh, she does discourage you guys from ever leaving him alone with Teresa. So nobody wants Lucas alone with Teresa because Lucas will 100% commit exposure of the supernatural world if given the chance. He is just that kind of a mischievous little guy. So Vivian, he just breezes into the kitchen as if he belongs there, which to his mind he does. And he's like, "Good morning. How are you?"
Good, Lucas. What brings you here today? Again.
Well, it looks like some of my guys aren't going to be able to come out today. One of them's got something going on at their son's school, and the other one just hasn't answered his phone in 3 days.
Oh.
So I'm not really going to be able to take the boat out today. So I just thought I'd come see what you guys are up to.
Oh, the usual. Got, some birds to take care of. There's Danish here. Vivian has kind of casually leaned against the doorway that leads into Teresa's office just because she knows the routine at this point. So she's just got her coffee and is just like, "Is Danish there?"
Yeah. Oh, good. What is the what fruit did you use?
Blueberry today.
Mm. Can you make these with fish? I think I've asked you this before, but I don't remember the answer. Can you
Hmm. I haven't dabbled in the fish baking, baked goods section yet, though. But when I do, you will be the first to try what I make.
Yeah, definitely let me know. I can get you fish.
Oh, I know. You
I
know
can
where
get
to
you
get the
fish.
best fish.
So, uh yeah, who else is around? What's going on today?
Oh, I think Dr. Ark is working upstairs. Zach came by. John's here as usual. Um, Jackson also just came by. So, guys are all here.
Full house, full house.
Yeah,
Nice,
full
nice.
house.
Yeah. Um by the way, did you your jackalope friend, did you know it's been coming down to the docks recently?
No, why is Cantaloupe coming down there?
Mm. I think the groundskeeper's been trying to
Yeah, they do have that rivalry that's still going on.
yeah, so he's been sleeping down on my boat the last few days. So I actually brought him back up. He's out
Oh.
front. He's chewing on some of those mint plants, I
Oh
think.
boy. The groundskeeper's not here right now, so I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine. I mean,
Mhm.
he's got to eat. Speaking of got to eat, and he just helps himself to a couple of
Mhm.
those scones.
Long sip of coffee. Yeah, so where are you headed after you finish up here?
The ocean, probably.
Sounds good.
Uh, you know, probably gonna go for a swim. I should probably go see my mom.
Yeah, have you called her lately?
Vivian, I can't call. You can't call a seal.
That's right.
Have you whale called your mom recently?
And I think that's pretty much kind of how the rest of the morning goes. You guys do your office duties. Dr. Ark comes down. You do get one or two phone calls from people saying that they've seen some kind of bird, and it's a lot
What kind
of
of bird?
It's like a little small thing. It's got
What
like
kind
it's
of
got
bird?
like a it's got like a little no. His belly's like yellow. He's got like a yellow
Oh,
belly.
that does not narrow it down.
Well, it's like small, and it flew into my window, and is it gonna be okay? I mean, it's like sitting there looking at me. Like I'm standing here, and it's looking at me, and it's not saying anything. Like it's not like singing like bird songs, but like it's looking at me. So is it gonna be okay, or do I need to like try to catch it and bring it in? Because like if I have to
Oh,
catch
don't
it,
touch it.
oh, okay. So like I'm not supposed to touch it.
No, don't touch it. No, you're probably
Okay.
looking at probably some sort of wren, if I'm thinking correctly, but or maybe a yellow belly warbler. But it
Okay, but
birds are
like
resilient, notoriously.
okay, but like is one of those birds better about hitting windows than the other? Like if it's one, is it okay? But if it's the other, do I have to worry about it?
Just leave the window open. And honestly, are you in a safe place?
Uh, I mean, I'm at my house.
Do you have a room where you can lock yourself into?
Uh,
Just in case.
um, I mean, I'm
Time
at
is ticking.
I'm at is the bird going to attack me? Is the bird sick?
I don't know. It hit its head. Anything could happen. Honestly, to be fair, if it's a wren, you're probably good. If it's a yellow belly warbler, you're in trouble. So I would just safely close the door, open the window.
Like
It'll get out
what if
eventually.
I just
Give it an
leave?
hour.
What if I
Try
just
not to
leave?
enrage it.
Try desperately not to enrage it.
Like what if I leave the house? Would that be good? Should I just leave a window open and leave my house?
Well, no, because if you leave, then it's going to take over your territory. So you're going to want to make your presence known, but don't be too loud. Like I said, lock yourself in your room, leave a window open, give it an hour. I'm sure the bird will get bored of you and eventually will leave.
Okay, and if it doesn't leave in like an hour, can I call you back?
If it doesn't leave in an hour, you're probably on your own.
You're gonna have bigger problems.
You're going to have to want to leave your house for good.
But
That's its house
Or
now.
a new roommate.
I don't think I can have a roommate on my lease.
Well, it's you
like-
or the bird.
Okay.
Anyway, see you in an hour. Hang up.
Do any of you discourage that? Do any of you correct your coworkers, give constructive feedback, or do you just let this happen? How much
Go
do you
back to
care?
eating my Danish.
How much do you care about the safety of the Rhode Island populace
My
that
guy.
Zach
My
is
guy.
terrorizing?
So, what do you think that was?
Like I said, a wren or a yellow-bellied warbler.
Right, but like what?
Mhm.
Oh no!
What'd you think it was, Zach?
No, do you think it was a monster?
Well, I thought maybe that you thought
It was a monster because why
Because,
else are you
like,
telling her to
why
leave
would-
her house?
it's not. Neither of those birds are dangerous.
No, but you want to create space. You don't want to scare the bird. So people always tend to panic. They try to get a broom or some sort of
Well-
bag. It's best to just leave the bird alone. It'll go away. So
So
Right.
it's funny that you mention panic because I think you might be inciting some in the residents of Providence, Rhode Island.
well, they should just stay away from birds, to be honest. A lot
Everybody.
of birds are in decline. That's why we exist.
Right. Yes. I mean, right.
I mean, an increasing
One
number of them
reason.
are also, surveillance drones distributed by, Black Locust. So,
Damn it,
frankly,
Uncle.
just if we're going to be, people keep taking care of their private information. Frankly, staying away from birds as much as possible, probably
What?
just good policy
Uncle Jay,
all around.
please.
Don't say that. I mean, I guess no harm, no foul, because like that. I guess they're just going to stay in the room for an hour, and the bird's probably going to leave.
If it's a
But-
bird at all.
Assuming that it is in fact a wren and not in fact a yellow-bellied warbler, which we all know, that would be just a truly apocalyptic scenario, as far as all participants are confirmed.
Thank you.
Well, they're
I
gonna
mean,
come back,
in order of the danger presented to the community, it would probably be going from least to worst would be wren, black locust drone, and yellow-bellied warbler.
How did you two get this joke?
Yeah,
Remind me.
At that, you hear a page come up from Dr. Ark's office and down on the first floor, and it's just team, could you please meet out back by the loading area? I just was notified we are going to have some visitors.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh. Is it like a school group or something?
I don't know.
Let's find out. Let's find out, Zach. I bet I can get there first. And she just takes off.
Yo! Danish in mouth.
Yeah, full anime. Yep.
You run down the stairs and out the door, and Teresa's like, "Don't slam it."
And maybe we don't like share any terrifying bird facts this time with the school group. Like maybe we could get through one of these without children crying.
Already gone.
I might be saying this to John as well. I assume we are
fair.
not racing to
Hmm.
the meeting. Also, I think John is more likely to tell children that birds are government
Drones.
agents
Yep.
who, will.
No, that's a common misconception. See, little things the government. Black locust isn't government. Black locust is supra government.
I know. If there's one thing that I know that.
So you all meet out in the loading area, which is a little bit behind the building. It's a gravel square parking pad close to the tree line. Yes, I know. I'm here. And you see right near the tree line, the doctor is standing there, and she turns to see you she kind of like leans a little back to make sure that Teresa's not with you, and then she waves you over and steps just into the trees. And when you follow her a little bit, there is at the tree line, you feel a moment of like resistance, and then it lets you push through, and you are in a yes, I know. You are in an open circle within the tree line that is used for when you have supernatural visitors, such as times like this. You enter and you see a small handful of creatures, mostly humanoid-esque, but definitely not human. Uh, there's a very, very small kind of leprechaun-looking esque fellow. There's a centaur who does not make eye contact with any of you. Two identical looking twin creatures, possibly elven. It's hard to tell. They are wearing very large coats that cover up most of their body. But the person who you see standing kind of in the front of all of them is a kind of sickly looking gray dryad. And depending on how long you've been with the conservatory group, you may or may not know Erica St. Justice, who is the head of the Ivory Company. And she is, from what you know, she's an elected position. She is the speaker for this group of solitary fae that exist currently in the area. And You don't know where her home tree is, but you know wherever it is, it's not healthy. And she is not healthy, but she has always kind of politely but firmly refused your help with her condition. So it is a little surprising to see her there, and you can tell Dr. Ark is also equally surprised to kind of see her. She beckons you all closer. And she says, "You are all familiar with Erica, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Are you, Zach? Are you familiar with Erica?"
No, I was just nodding along because I looked over at Vivian and she was nodding, so I was nodding.
It's so cute.
Erica kind of laughs at that and says, "Oh, Caroline, you just keep finding the strangest and strangest of people to work for you, don't you?" And Dr. Ark does not dignify that with any kind of a response. She says, What is it that we can do for you today? What can we do for the Ivory Company in general for today?" And Erica waves that off and she's like, It's not something to do with us per se. It's a complicated matter." And she hands over a roll of paper that Dr. Ark reads, and then she turns and she hands over to whoever of you is closest to her to pass around to share with the others. And as you read it, it is in very kind of like pretentious calligraphy, old school letter, uh, essentially a writ of invitation for the conservatory to act on behalf of the Ivory Company. Um, Within the city limits of Providence, Rhode Island. And when you get to the bottom, you see that it has been signed by the entirety of the Mage Court. And Erica kind of says, we've got a little bit of a smallish problem that normally we would take care of ourselves without any issue. But, well, are you familiar with these curiosity shows that are the circuses types?
I've heard of them. I've never been to them myself.
A few days ago, one of our members of the Ivory Company was ambushed and taken into the city. Um, we have reason to believe that they're going to be sold as part of one of these freak shows, curiosity shop, sideshow attractions, and the Mage Court has deemed our hypothesis to be ridiculous and not worth investigating, but they have agreed, based on Dr. Ark's exquisite reputation, to allow us to choose a neutral party. You. You're the neutral party.
Well, we're honored, of course, that you thought of us.
So what? Look, glancing over to John. What are we doing?
Would
What?
anyone like to investigate a mystery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wait,
Go.
do I? Hold on. Yeah, I do. Unless there's no need.
I get a 9.
Okay. So on a 9, that is, you can ask one question from the list. And those are for those at home. It's what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can it hunt? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? But also, given the nature of the situation, you can just basically ask me any question. I will not hold you. I will not have you
Okay.
beholden to these.
What uh what was the individual that was taken?
So all of the fey creatures in the clearing kind of shift awkwardly and look at each other. They're a
Always a
little
good
bit
sign.
uneasy and they say, well, technically they didn't take all of him, which is how we know that he's in Providence. He knows the general area of where the rest of him is. Um so if you agree to be our guides in this, we can introduce you. Uh and she gestures to the centaur, and you notice now that kind of like slung onto the side. Um, it's not a saddle because that would be undignified, but they are kind of like, saddle bags. And they approach and dig in, and out of the one of the bags they pull a box, just a normal little box. That upon moving it, immediately you see it is violently shaking, uh, rattling, and they hand it to one of the twin-looking creatures, who then turns and hands it to the other one, who then turns and like leans down to hand it to the leprechaun, who then walks it. It's a struggle for this poor guy. Uh, Carries it over to Erica, who picks it up and turns towards all of you expectantly, hooks her little wooden fingers the lid of the wooden box, and says, well, here's his head, and tilts it open, tilts it towards you, and inside
It's okay, Zach. It's okay, Zach. It's okay, Zach.
inside the box is a head. Uh it looks humanoid-ish at first glance. Um Pale, kind of gaunt, red hair, but as it thrashes around, you can see that the ears are just a little bit pointed, that the teeth are a little bit, looks like they've got more teeth in their mouth than normal creatures have, and they're crowded in and sharp a little bit maybe, and the eyes that are rolling when they pause to look at you, and they make dead eye contact with you, Zach. They can just dead eye contact with Zach. They are bloodshot and eerily pale at the eyes, and they just stare. And after a moment of silence, it starts speaking rapidly in a language none of you understand. But the sound of being, the tone of being pissed off is universal.
Oh, you're Dullahan. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is it all right for me to use that word?
Uh, yes, that is the correct term
Right.
for him.
Right. Yep.
So, as you can see, we know he's in Providence. The Mage Court, it raises its voice at the when she says Mage Court. It starts spitting a little bit with its fury, and she just closes the lid right
Yeah.
back on him.
Yeah.
She's like,
Bunch
the
of
Mage Court
bureaucrats.
refuses to acknowledge that it has a problem within its boundaries of somebody, conducting this kind of business. But as you can probably tell, we know he's there. So we've explored all options, and all options lead us to you.
I think John is examining this document from the mage court that is sort of giving us like authorization to act as a neutral third party. Just really like reading over it with a fine-tooth comb, because if there are three things in this world that John Swarthmore doesn't trust, it is wizards, the government, and the wizard government. If I would potentially be able to investigate the mystery that way.
Go ahead.
Actually, let me actually bring up the list of what those questions are again before I actually make that roll.
You can either investigate a mystery or read a bad situation, whichever one you think is more apt for what you're looking for.
That is a good question. So there we go. Yeah, I think read a bad situation is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
All right, that is a 7.
All right, so on a 7, on a 7, you can ask any one of the questions. What is my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's the most vulnerable to me? And what is the best way to protect the victims?
And I think kind of what he is looking for is specifically, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes. So you know that the mage court boundary system is not set up for all supernatural creatures. You know this is specifically having to do with the Ivory Company. The Mage Court of Providence has specifically chosen to keep them out because uh, they do not belong to any specific court. They are a group of solitary fae, which in some people's minds makes them very dangerous, and they are nomadic and looking for a territory. And the Mage Court of Providence has very firmly closed their borders to them. So that means that there could be any other number of supernatural entities in Providence who could be allied with people who attacked this Dullahan, because it's not just the Mage Court who has a problem with the Ivory Company. A lot of people have problems with the Ivory Company. So that's just something to consider. That it's not just poachers and the mages you might have to contend with when you get there.
Well, listen, it would be my great honor to carry. So sorry if this is rude. Even his name.
She kind of like gives you a look that you're probably familiar with, and Vivian, that question probably makes you cringe a little bit because from your time with your darling that is a very uncouth question to ask. But Erica kind of like lets it go, and she says, "You can call him Richard."
Richard.
He
Oh
he
no,
he
I asked for that. I'm so sorry. No, listen, I'm so sorry. I asked for the name, and I know better. I know better. Come on, Jackson, use your head. If I've offended anyone, or if anyone is feeling unsafe because I asked about a name or anything like that, I would just like to apologize. And if there's anything that I can do to make that right, make
and
everybody feel.
Dr. Ark very quickly stops you from making an offer to the Fae to do them a favor. Dr. Ark cuts you off, interrupts very, very abruptly. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you. Yes, if you can go ahead, And she gestures, and Erica like hesitates for like a second longer, and then she will hand you the box. It is wriggling. You can hear him in there. The snapping of his teeth. It sounds like he has a very, very strong jaw, like a bear trap almost. It's almost a familiar sound to you from your hunting days of just the
Little guy's all worked up. He's gonna sleep good tonight.
Eric is just like, oh, he doesn't do that.
Right. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have assumed.
The goal is to get in there, reunite with Richard's body, and escort him back out.
Yes. And if you can prove on our behalf that this problem exists to the Mage Court, we would appreciate it. Because we don't want to have to come back here again in however long it takes them to recoup and decide that we're easy pickings.
Oh, I would be delighted to prove them wrong.
And Erica kind of like looks at you, Vivian, and then she like turns a little bit and like really looks at you.
If they're letting this happen, it's kind of a problem.
It is a problem.
That should be brought to their attention
Mm-hmm.
so that they can correct the problem.
Yes.
That's all I meant. There's Danish in the kitchen. Would you like me to grab you one after this is concluded?
She like looks at you a little bit longer, and then you get the feeling that she's like looking over your shoulder at something that's not there.
She's not gonna look. She's
Yeah,
just gonna
Justin,
had
fucking
fun. She doesn't
grip it
notice.
and rip it, baby. Slop that down,
was,
dude.
don't worry.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, we
Crack
haven't
one for
started the
big
timer yet, but
boy.
we're gonna. Do you want to give them more time or take time away? Whoever gets this donation.
Now, yes, anonymous. Thank you so much for the donation. You can choose to aid us or fuck with us with that donation. But unfortunately, you will have to identify yourself to do so. You will have to tell us your true name, as the case may be.
Oh no!
It was me, and I pick more time.
Oh, do you?
Okay.
All right.
I was the anonymous donor.
Were you sure? Okay, I'll put a.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Is that your final answer?
Less time.
Well, it appears we're at an impasse.
All right, less time. All right, I'll make a note for when I start.
Don't believe you.
All right, so Erica kind of like does that, looks over your shoulder at something as if she's looking at something, and then she says, all right, then I think we will leave you to it. We will be around. And she distinctly does not say thank you to Dr. Ark, but she does nod to the woman, who then turns and starts to head back towards the building. And once you all pass through the tree line again, there's again that like push of resistance, and then you're out in the car park.
Ooh, Jackson, you got in trouble.
Honestly, I thought that went better than expected.
It
Do you
did.
think they were angry?
They're not angry with you, Jackson. They do understand that people don't always know the rules, but I will remind you all again, especially before you go out on this task. Don't promise anything. Don't thank them for anything. Please don't eat anything.
Bring your own
Should
snack.
Vivian make more danishes? Like,
You can if you go to, you can buy something from when you're there. If you purchase it on your own, you'll be okay. Just don't.
do have some Pizza Hut coupons.
Why don't you go check with Teresa? She gets the mail. Yeah.
I forgot to buy groceries again. Got it. Okay.
I think Dr. Ark looks a little bit
Gotta pay my
conflicted.
student loans.
Well,
Dr.
read a
Ark
bad
looks a little bit
situation.
Who's reading a bad situation?
I was about student loans. That's all.
Oh.
I was just doing a little bit.
A little bit. All right. So Dullahans are not really anyone's area of expertise here, because what you primarily deal with in the supernatural area at the Raven's Roost is the less humanoid supernatural creatures. Uh, Hence the reason why Cantaloupe the Jackalope continues to hang around, even though it's been at least 2 or 3 years since he was taken care of. At this point, you just catch him every once in a while and give him his vaccinations. But every time someone seems to bring up the idea of having him fixed, he just mysteriously is absent for a time period until someone forgets.
I mean, we
Uh,
also haven't figured out how yet.
there is also that. It's what is that one of John's like private research projects is trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, honestly, it's a whole rabbit hole of like Bayesian mimicry. Turns out jackalopes have very little in common with either jackrabbits or antelopes.
Makes things very difficult for you all.
But we also have to send John out on assignment anytime we're talking about the V word.
Okay. So Dr. Ark looks conflicted at you all and says, "So the timing of this probably could not be worse. I can't go with you.
Oh,
No, I have to." So Providence is about an hour and a half away from where you guys are. Because you guys are located you're in Newport, Rhode Island. And so the doctor is going to look kind of uneasy and she says, "I have an appointment today with the Newport Town Hall. We have to renew our historic registration to keep the building as it is, which is necessary to keep, the wards in place. We can't allow any kind of disruption. So I cannot miss that appointment. So you four are going to have to." She looks a little uneasy about the idea of letting you guys go without her.
I mean,
You guys are going to have.
John knows all the expertise of navigating supernatural.
Yes, but the mage, you have to be very careful with the mage court. They are bureaucrats
Mhm.
with an extensive ego and the magic to back it up.
They're a
So,
wizard government. It's just like the worst possible combination of words you could put into a sentence.
Also,
yes.
like, John is very knowledgeable and capable when it comes to like magic things, but also he thinks it's not safe to use GPS. So
Well, at the very least, I if I understand Erica correctly, you won't need GPS. He should be able to guide you.
well, I'm not talking about GPS specifically. I just mean like there's lots of things that like John thinks is like, um, a conspiracy.
John can
Or
help us
like,
fly under the radar.
but okay,
Yeah.
right.
She looks at her watch. She's like, okay. All right. The I might have some files in my office. There might be something up in the records room if you want to check before you go. I have to head out now. I'm going to let Teresa know that you're going on call. If anything happens, ring me, okay? Don't Don't think you can't call me. Okay?
Lucas did leave, right?
Lucas was here?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Okay, I'll just go tell Teresa what's going on. You guys get ready. Get out of here.
You can tell her that we went out for that warbler.
God, for that woman's sake, I hope it wasn't a warbler.
Oh, you're talking about real birds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not actually sure that we are.
Maybe.
But
Zach took the call.
Why did Zach take the call?
I was
Because
watching Lucas.
we're a bird conservator.
it was like a bird call, and
we
that's
are
kind of
bird
like that's sort of all Zach does.
Birds.
Birds.
And also, I make a mean nachos, which is just craft
Disney good
slices
nachos.
in the microwave. So, but they're good and cheap.
Oh, okay. All right. She does not look convinced at all. And she's like, go prepare yourselves. Just be careful, okay?
Of course.
Absolutely.
All right.
Sure thing, boss.
Yes, because
Absolutely.
this is very important, because not only are you
Stop
trying
it.
to not only are you representing us as this neutral party, you're also, she gestures at the box. There is a life in your hands. Don't drop it. All right. And then she goes back into the house. And we are almost at 3:30. We want to take our 10-minute break. And then when we come back, we will we will do any kind of pre-adventure research you need to do, and then we will head out into good old Providence.
Start that timer.
All right.
Wait, before we close, wait. I do have to show off this one bird that is quite a looker. All right? This guy. Look at him! Look at his little knob! He's so cute!
What is their
it?
name?
It's a surf scouter. It's also
excellent
has the
name, honestly.
nickname. The nickname is Skunkhead.
Even
So
better.
just so you know, one more chance. Look at this little buddy. Look at that little hat. He's so cute. Anyway, bye.
We will be back in 10 minutes.
I got distracted.
We can talk.
Eat my pineapple.
You know what's horrific? A horrific thing shared by both ducks and cats.
What?
Do you, Raph? Do you know?
Their stomachs blow when they eat bread?
No. Although that is true. That is true.
I mean, I
Think
know
I know
a
it's
lot of horrible
unfortunate.
duck facts.
Oh, no way.
Say, also
Ducks?
cat facts.
Ducks have a corkscrew penis, and cats have a barbed penis.
I
I was
like,
afraid
there's
that was
no
the
way.
commonality. Yep.
I was like, there's no way this is what Julia is gonna say.
I was like, I have a feeling
I was
I
like-
know, because I know both of those facts.
In my
And I
head, I
hate
was
that I know
like,
that.
weird penises, and I was like, there's no way Julia is gonna say weird penises.
Absolutely.
You underestimate.
He's
Julia.
Dude.
he's got no thoughts in his head. As long as I pull on
No.
his ears, he's the happiest little idiot in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, same.
Right?
Screeches all day.
Yeah,
He
dude.
just wants.
Just
he
like-
just.
Pull my ears and tell me I'm cute, you know?
Hi guys, welcome back.
Oh.
We're live from the apocalypse. We're raising money for Extra Life. Thank you, Della, for the donation while we were on break. Because Della has not given us an answer, we will just consider the donation to keep the time flat. We will not add or remove any time, which is fine because the timer hasn't even started yet. There's nothing to worry about.
Great news.
Yeah, it's completely fine. So you've just been tasked with going into Providence on behalf of the Ivory Company to find the lower half of a body. You've been handed the head of a Dullahan. It is very angry, very very opinionated. Though, as it appears right now, none of you can understand it. Which is a very distressing thing. You can't tell them that you're trying to help them when they don't speak your language, or does
That
it?
is not for a lack of effort on
No,
Jackson's part. He is
no.
going to do everything in his power to make this Dullahan as comfortable as possible.
Noted, noted. So before you guys head out to Providence, which, like I said, is about an hour and a half with traffic away from Newport, Rhode Island, do any of you need to do something to prepare?
Just the basic gathering of gear and making sure that Dr. Ark did take care of making sure Lucas wouldn't be there while we were gone.
You do a quick sweep. You don't appear to see Lucas anywhere. There are ruts in the gravel from he rides a bicycle. So it looks like he may have come and gone uh through there. Teresa is at the desk. She's checking mail, she's answering emails, she's doing her job. She's like, "Did any of you guys feed the birds out in the
Yes.
Okay. So I don't
And
have to do
actually,
that.
I should restock on the bird seeds. My
Okay, so,
pockets are a little empty.
so I won't have to worry about that while you guys are gone and the doctor is gone. Hopefully there won't be any calls. She said if there's an incident, I can give one of you guys a ring. Who's best to call? Probably not John. He'll be driving, right?
Yep,
Uh,
probably Vivian.
Vivian?
I was gonna say, you can call me. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
bird stuff.
Right, yeah, but like
That's
you've got like you've got to dig through all the birdseed to get to your phone, and sometimes
That's
it takes a
true.
while.
But also,
That's true.
of course, it's bird stuff, Zach. What else would it be?
It's always bird stuff.
I the warbler is maybe still there.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna find out.
Yeah, if they call back, then it's still there, and if they don't, then it must have flown away.
All right. Well, have fun. Um, please remind John that if he fills up the tank on his vehicle, he has to bring me a receipt, or else I'm not going to comp it. It's not a tax write-off if I don't have a receipt. I
I
know
think
I don't care that he pays in cash
I don't
for his
think he
gas. I need a receipt.
I don't think he pays taxes. He always says that he has a whole thing, the theft thing.
Jackson, you're very lucky I'm not a mandatory reporter. Okay? I know you're not I don't know how taxes work in Australia. I honestly have no idea how any
Me
of that
neither.
goes down. But you have to pay those here.
Right? Sure, unless
Are
you
are you
well,
paying your taxes? You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't.
if you're
That's
Okay.
nothing to
asking to
worry
see
about.
my visa, it's at home.
I'm not asking you to see that because I'm not allowed to do that outside of filling out your onboarding paperwork.
That's right.
I'm not asking you to do that. I'm
Good.
just saying
That was a
make
test,
sure
and you passed.
I'm just saying make sure he brings me a receipt if you guys fill up the van. Okay? All right. And she's going to go back to work.
So
Yes.
does this still stand that like if you make under a certain amount, you still don't have to pay taxes? Because
I am not a tax professional. You're going to have to H&R Block that one.
it's fine,
I don't even think
right?
we have an H&R department.
I think
Technically,
I feel like that's probably around the time that John pulls up with the van.
Oh,
I will say that aside from gathering gear, I think Jackson has spent the majority of this time. He has one of those little like beer helmets that he dug up for the Dullahan, and he spends most of the time trying different drinks to see if the Dullahan likes any of them.
Can I please ask you to roll an act under pressure for me to get the hat on
Yes.
Sure.
the Dullahan?
I mean, if the
In the first
Dullahan
place.
doesn't like,
Go,
if the
Jackson!
Dullahan doesn't want the hat, I'll roll it. But if the Dullahan doesn't want the hat, he's not going to put it on him.
Where's the
Just to see
Yeah.
the act under pressure, just to see what you're, or manipulate someone if you want to,
I
whichever
rolled
one.
extraordinarily well.
Okay.
Is that with? What is that with?
Act under pressure is
Cool.
with cool.
Yeah, that's a
Manipulate
10.
someone is with plus charm. So I guess it depends. Are you trying to get the hat? How are you going about this? Are you trying to charm him with interpretive hand gestures to show what you're doing, or are you just trying to wrestle the hat onto him?
I think it's the thing where like you have to clip a cat's nails or something, and you do it like so quickly that they don't even realize. Because I got a 10, so I think he like puts the hat on the Dullahan before he even realizes it, and the Dullahan's like, well, okay, whatever.
It's kind of like,
yeah.
It kind of makes it a little bit more difficult for it to kind of like roll around and rattle in the box. It's not the hugest box in the first place, but there was definitely a lot of space more for it to like, thrash. But with this hat on and the the fact that it's got the little apparatus attached to it, it's got a little bit less room, so it's kind of like sitting up for all intensive purposes, kind of like looking up at you, and you're just going through drinks. It does not seem to be a fan of sugar. It accepts water okay, though it seems bored with it. You find like an off-brand energy drink that may or may not have been Zach's. It seems interested.
Too right. I was thinking about getting him a little skateboard also.
A little tech deck.
Yeah.
It kind of it's eyeballing you a little bit. You don't know.
I speak
It
to it
hasn't
very
started.
soothingly.
It's very suspicious. It kind of like it's got the mouthpiece in its mouth. It seems unsure, but for now it seems settled. It seems like you'll be able to get it into the car okay. Speaking of the car, Brendan, could you please describe John's van?
So it is a good sized van. Normally it's outfitted for being able to do some sort of animal control type activities in the back. It is very modular. In the back, there are seats that fold down that people can strap themselves into on a bench. But also, people who have worked with John before know that you can fold up the seats and fold out some cabinets that are back there to fold it out into an infirmary, usually for use of various creatures that they may need to treat in the field, or potentially for people type style injuries. That is if you open stuff up on the right side. The cabinets on the left side have a lock on them that John keeps the keys to. The outside of the van looks a little bit different from the last time a lot of people saw it. It at one point did have a faded logo of the bird sanctuary on it. I imagine he'd been asked to have it redetailed, repainted, which he has done. It's just that you can't really see the logo of the bird sanctuary from underneath the truly badass mural that has been airbrushed onto the side of it. There are pyramids underneath a night sky with what looks like a wormhole in the distance, and gesturing at it is what appears to be what you can only describe as a jacked Gandalf.
I can picture it so clearly.
Is the robe open?
Oh
Down
yeah.
to yeah.
Oh yeah. No, like, you got to show off those cum gutters. You know.
Is any part of this art
Ooh.
still reminiscent of the fact that this van is associated with the Raven's Roost Bird Conservatory? Is there any part of it?
I was going to suggest that the logo is just like tattooed on his chest. But I'm still stuck on cum gutters, so. Oh
god. I'm going to go with no. I think that had to be sacrificed in the course of because if an eagle-eyed person was to look, and I think that Jackson does know to look that in the line work of the mural, there are actually a number of mystical sigils surreptitiously inscribed.
Is our phone number at least on it?
It's on a bumper sticker.
Okay, perfect.
It's on the one side there's a bumper sticker with the info for the conservatory, and on the other side it's a how's my driving, but the phone number that is listed with the how's my driving only succeeds if you dial it in adding your name to a telemarketing robocall list.
Perfect.
And I think Jackson notices the sigils because he's just like standing next to the van staring at him at the mural and shaking his head and I used to look like that.
Old and buff?
Well, maybe not old.
I mean, you could still like
Maybe.
you're what, like 60, 70 maybe?
So rude. I don't know.
You could probably get there, man.
It's just so hard to get to the gym these days, you know, like
The box gives a wobble.
Oh, sorry, Richard.
You know, if it likes that, if it likes that monster stuff that Zach drinks, I got some really good shit in the van. It's in the back right side cabinet. It's called like Tiger Blood or something.
Yeah.
My friend's battle buddy found it in a Foot Locker in Afghanistan. Doesn't have an expiration date on it, but I don't think they have expiration dates wherever that comes from. But yeah, no, I don't know. Give it a try.
I just don't want him to get too riled up, you know.
Yeah, you know. All right, we'll save it for later.
Yeah.
We'll save it for after. We'll save it for after you get him to skateboard.
Yeah, he gets a little rambunctious. He's kind of a biter.
You distinctly hear just the unhinging of the jaw and then the snap, as if to confirm.
I know.
You know, if I just pretend that it's like a goose in there, then everything's good.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. He's
Sure.
contained.
Yeah. The hostility does lend itself to, you know, your average goose. So
Just a goose boy.
You pile into the van. John pulls out as you go down the gravel drive towards the main road. You kind of pass the tool shed, where you know beneath the groundskeeper slumbers, and standing directly in front of the door, munching to its heart content on something that it definitely shouldn't have. You see Cantaloupe, the jackalope, little white fluffy body, red beady eyes seeming to glow even in the daylight. Tiny little horns. Just boop. It seems to watch you as you go past.
Just munching
Later,
on
Cantaloupe.
just munching on Skunkhead's supply.
God, leave Skunkhead alone, dude. He's trying to pay bills.
He is. Just trying to pay bills.
Yeah, I definitely throw some bird seed at Cantaloupe.
He kind of like gives a little
Aggressively, or-
jump, like a little jump as it like
Here
hits
you go,
in front of
buddy.
it. It looks at you like Like
Honestly,
it pauses in its chewing, the leaf hanging from its mouth, just like, are you serious? Are you serious, dude?
I'll just assume all little
Groundskeeper
herbivores
might
eat
have some new
bird
tricks. Be
seeds.
careful, bud.
yeah, honestly, so it's the craziest thing. I've been trying to figure out more about how to take care of the little buddy. Found out it's actually got more in common with octopi than it does with any sort of terrestrial mammal.
How?
Like in what sense?
Well, and he proceeds to go on a long tangent about convergent evolution and Batesian mimicry.
I regret this instantly.
Mm.
Oh, perfect way to start the timer.
Oh, great.
No.
So
No.
so you're driving along towards Providence. Um you know
I can hear it.
you,
Yeah. Oh my god.
it doesn't matter if the audience can or can't hear it. What's
They
important is
probably
that
can't,
you
but I
can.
can.
What's important is
can
that
hear
you
it.
can, and you know it's happening.
Oh boy.
So you're driving along. John, you know from your very studious reading of the writ, basically, that when you guys get to Providence, you're going to have to kind of sign in, essentially, to confirm that you've accepted this position as the neutral third party. So you drive into the city, and then you pull off at basically like the first park that comes up, and it's barely a park. It's one of those little things that they call a park because they put a big statue in it, and it's really just like a small bit of green space with some benches. And you pull in to the curb, and you see sitting on a bench is what looks like a very grim woman in a trench coat. And at first glance, this could just be anyone. But how familiar with the wizard government is John?
I imagine they probably have something of a contentious history.
So I think you might recognize this woman in particular. And you know, who's to say this might be on purpose? Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe it's, just a coincidence that Annalise is working today. And you pull over. uh as you park the van, she stands, and she's got hair that was maybe at one point, you think, maybe a red of some kind, but it is faded into like a white and a gray, and it's pulled back very, very sternly into a bun at the back of her head. She's dressed very smartly. Um Heels that look very impractical for being where she is. And she stands, and she just scrunches her nose up the second she sees your paint job.
Look, hey, before you ask, just got to get stuff out of the way right away. This is not about the sword. I'm not giving it back. I will accept your challenge, your trial by combat, as soon as you send someone to me who is worthy. And also, no, I did not get that jury duty summons that you sent me. I will acknowledge it as soon as I recognize your authority to tell me what to do, literally ever. How are you, Annalise?
I'm fine, John. It's good. Well, it's not polite to lie. I see that you have spoken with Saint Justice, then.
We do. As you can see, we have a permit.
Yes, I'm here to stamp that, if you wouldn't mind handing it over.
He
She
does.
she distinctly stands just far enough that she is going to wait until you get out of the van to hand it to her. She does not.
He tries really hard. John tries really, really hard to like bracing his foot on like the center console to try and like wiggle his body out enough to be able to get it into her hand without having to open the door. He gives up. He gives up eventually. After he almost falls out and falls flat on his face, and he opens the door, steps out fully, slams it, and walks the 2 feet over to her to hand it.
Thank you. And she takes it, inspects it for what seems to you an unnecessary amount of time, considering her signature's already on it. You know she's seen this document. But she still inspects it, turns it over as if there's going to be something on the back, turns it forward again. All right, it appears everything is in order. You understand, of course, that we do not recognize the Ivory Company's authority outside of this particular instance, and as such, since you will be here acting on their behalf until you leave again, we don't recognize your authority in anything outside of this particular matter.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Excellent. And she lays it out on the hood of the van, reaches into her trench coat pocket, and pulls out what looks like a very ordinary stamp. But when she presses it down into the paper, you can like hear it sizzle, and you see just underneath this kind of like a faint light as it burns, as the stamp does not use ink, it burns into the paper, the stamp. And then she folds it back up neatly, hands it to you. Enjoy your time in Providence, John.
I sincerely doubt it, but I will try.
And then she waves kind of at the rest of you that she can kind of see through the front. Enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Nope.
And I think it's probably as they are driving off that John sort of sighs to himself. No, still not over her.
Uncle Jay! I've never heard this story. Wait, is she my aunt?
I'll tell you when you're older.
That much older. How old do you think I am?
Like, give me a
That was a
second. Cover
messy
Richard's ears.
Richard looks confused that you're reaching into his box. He's already got the hat on. He's just like, he just gives one, like, he like spits out he spits out the mouthpiece to the straw, and he just like makes the clicking noise at you, like the sound like a cat makes when it's like sees a bird outside the window. Does not know why you're reaching into his box.
Right. Yeah. You know, you're right. You're right. You're old enough.
So yeah. So where do you first want to go in Providence? What is your instinct, folks?
Would I have some connection to this terrible carnival?
I don't think you have necessarily a connection to the carnival specifically.
But I might know somebody who knows
But
somebody.
you might know somebody who knows somebody. So I definitely think if you have a connection or a move or something that you want to roll for that to try to suss anything out.
I don't think I specifically have a move for it, but I do think that I would. Oh, I'll show.
You wanna?
I should be the one driving. I have the driver move. Let's see here.
So I think we can potentially switch out at some point after John has managed to get you terribly lost in Providence, and he absolutely refuses to use GPS.
Yep.
You hear the Richard's head like thunk against the side every once in a while with like some very distinct attitude.
Look,
towards a couple of those turns.
if I'm gonna be driving, somebody has to hold Richard steady.
I'll hold him steady.
Yeah.
Or John can. Yeah,
It
they
doesn't
can swap duties.
fine. Doesn't matter. It's fine. I'll take.
I don't want to.
Be real careful and don't stick any fingers in that box.
Oh no,
And
definitely
he's
not. Not after
white.
the last time.
Geese have teeth.
John, how
It's-
many times
well-
have you been bitten by something in a box?
John, sorry, John hears the snapping of the teeth and sort of idly rubs some scars on his fingers that indicate where digits have perhaps been reattached in the past.
So I would like to do two things. One is, I guess, investigate a mystery via old contacts that I might have. But the other thing, when we stop, I would like to use my imp stone to summon my little buddy and basically just sort of like send him out to like look
Do some-
around,
Do
basically.
some recon?
Yeah, like surveil the city.
Okay. So what does that look like to you when you have to use the imp stone? How does that appear?
I think it's a little stone that he carries in his pocket, and it like I think kind of in perfect darkness glows with a fell light, but in daylight just looks very normal. There is maybe like an inherently profane symbol carved into it that just feels weird and bad to look at. And I think when he does the summoning, he kind of just like sets it down on the ground and like does a quick sort of like chant, because it does say that I have to use magic.
Okay. So when it says that you have to use magic, it doesn't. So yeah, you don't have to use big magic for that. So it's oh shit. I forgot to talk about luck. You guys both have two. You guys all have two luck. Sorry. Completely just right off the top of my head. Yeah, you guys all have two luck for this.
We're so close to doomed.
You know, it's a one shot. I can't give you too much.
No, it's true. Cool.
So yeah.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, good news for you. I rolled a 6.
So you know kind of like the supernatural black market in the general sense. But Rhode Island really isn't your area. That's
Oh, wait, that was for use magic.
Oh, that was for your use magic.
That was for use magic, yeah. That was with weird.
So the stone glows a little bit. Seems to shift in your hand, and you think it's gonna work. And then all of a sudden, Richard rattles so hard in his box that Vivian, you almost lose him. He almost rattles himself straight out, snapping, hissing, swearing in that language you don't understand. You kind of like slap your hand onto his forehead and like kind of have to tip him back in.
Okay, it's okay. Calm.
His display seems to startle your impstone, and it just goes quiet. It just
Aww.
as if like it started to like get prepared to come out, and it just stops.
Little guy's scared.
Hey, Richard.
Just like
You don't have access to your little guy, at least not at this moment.
Vivian, just like talk real like quiet, like soothingly, just like very calm to him.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Richard, it's fine. We're gonna help you. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Richard just
Maybe-
like glares up at you.
I know. This
Through the-
situation is ass. I know. I'm sorry.
Just like put the little thing back in his mouth.
You reach in the box.
No. Vivian starts. Who's like, no, I'm not gonna chance that.
So I don't know much about this crazy world we live in. But I do know someone who might know a little bit more about Rhode Island's dark underbelly, and that's my ex-roommate / ex-dealer Skunkhead. So can I give him a call? Because I still have him on speed dial, but that's just because he's an old friend.
I will allow this. I will allow
Okay.
you to call him.
Okay, cool.
It rings at first, and it rings for a long time. You think it might just be going straight to voicemail with how long it rings, and you're kind of standing there
Please
like,
don't pick up. Please don't pick up. Please don't
is
pick
this
up.
the right number? And then all of a sudden, uh, the phone connects. You hear a voice, and it's like, why the fuck are you calling me?
Skunk!
Who calls anymore, Zach?
You know,
Are
I
you
missed your
dying?
voice, dude.
No,
Huh?
you don't.
Yeah, okay, fair. It's just been a while, and I'm trying this new thing where I call people instead of text. My uncle says we use texting too much, and actually the government can track our fingerprints on our phones if we touch our screen too often. So I don't know. He's a smart guy, so I'm trying to just call.
Is this the uncle you ditched out on the last month of rent to go live with?
You know, that's so funny that you bring up rent though, dude, because actually I can pay you back right now, but I only have cash.
I mean, that's fine. But, like, is that why you're calling me? Because to pay me what you owe me?
Well, that and a favor for a friend. Me, I'm the friend.
Okay. Sure. What do you want?
Can I use the move oops?
Explain oops for the audience.
So oops is that I want to stumble across something important, but it's not necessarily related to our immediate problem. That's up to you. It's something you'll find something important and useful, not necessarily related to our immediate problem. I don't know if that's a roll or not.
It doesn't sound like it. What I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to roll to manipulate someone.
Bruv. What is manipulate? Okay, that's cool. I'm
It's
charming.
your charm.
That's fine. I'm charming as hell. Have you ever met me? Have you ever met Zach Harlinger, lover of birds and newfound lover of monsters? Wait, hold on. Basic math. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's an 11.
Okay, so that means they will do it for whatever reason you give them. So you have not yet given me a reason, besides the fact that you're going to pay him. But let's see exactly how you phrase this, because depending on
Oh fuck.
how you ask, they'll either tell you if you've asked too much, they'll tell you the minimum it would take for them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how you phrase this question.
Listen, skunk. Not. Well, two things.
Mhm.
First, have you heard anything? I know you're a boots to the ground kind of guy. Have you heard anything about some mysterious, interesting sale going on? A vintage market, wink, perhaps, going on in Providence, about some really unique, interesting vintage perhaps never before seen, perhaps never see again kind of material.
Do you like work for Antiques Roadshow or something now?
It's
Dude.
funny you should ask that because kind of. And by kind of, I mean I do work for a bird conservatory. And
Bruh,
it's like a lot of
birds aren't vintage. Birds exist today.
right, but
Well, my uncle
my
says.
boss my boss is interested in maybe what they have on this market.
I mean, like, no, but I don't know. Doesn't all that shit usually happen down at like the waterfront? That's where all the like rich, like the like rich fucks hang out when they do all their like galas and shit. Wouldn't it be like down there? I mean, I know there's a bunch of like shitty warehouses down there too, but like that's where they put all those like fancy like microbreweries or whatever the fuck they build down there.
Right. No, and you know what? You're probably right. I don't think I've ever been down there because I can't swim. So,
You still can't
um,
swim.
dude, water scares me, dude. If I had wings like a seagull, I'd be
We're
flying out there every day. But
This is a coastal state.
yeah, ain't that the truth, my guy?
It is amazing you've lived this long. Yeah,
Anyway, I'll send you the money, dude. If you hear anything though, call me. You have my number, I think.
I mean, I
And
will just hit redial on this if I hear anything.
sure. And if you do, let me just say I can hook you up. I got maybe some new clientele. Some very interesting clientele that have maybe never tried anything before,
Are you
but
talking
might
about
very
your
well be
uncle, man?
interested.
Because I'm pretty sure your uncle, like, I'm pretty sure from what you've told me about your uncle, I'm pretty sure he knows.
No, not my uncle. Let's just say this guy lives in a studio, very small.
Okay,
Smaller than you
What
think. It's
would
almost a
you?
box,
What was
honestly.
that? What'd you do?
okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah,
All
I
right,
guess
dude.
you.
Nice talking to you. See,
Yeah,
Colin's nice.
sure, whatever, Zach. Just slip. Just don't put the money in the mail like an idiot. Just slip it under the door on your way out of town. Fucking wrap it
Right.
up.
Cool.
And he hangs up.
And no, okay.
He
Sure.
hangs up on you.
I look over
And
everyone, I'm like, yeah, dude, cool. Yeah, love you too. Bye. Hang up. Put it deep into my birdseed pocket.
yeah, so what I think you got from the oops part of that is definitely the comment about like specifically the warehouse district
Yeah.
by the waterfront. Uh the fact that like it's an area that is kind of being built up more now as they've kind of repurposed it in some areas, but there still exists some like traditional like waterfront warehouse property down there that might be worth investigating for you guys.
Cool. Yeah, I relay this information for sure.
We can head that direction. And Richard, when you sense the turn, you want to just tab against the wood?
Richard, do you have the lid open or have you closed the lid on Richard?
I've got it open.
Like all the way open or just a crack? What are you doing?
Kind of halfway open, just like, hey.
He looks up at you through the crack and then his eyes drift to the side just like Erica's did. Right over your shoulder.
It's fine, Richard. Don't worry about it.
Dude, you almost fell. He's being dumb.
Buddy.
So yeah, you guys get you're in the van, you're heading down towards the waterfront area. Who's driving now? Have you taken over?
I guess
Yeah, I
me.
think at this point Jackson has taken over.
Okay.
He's probably thirsty. If there's some more drinks in my bag right there, if you want to switch him out on his hat.
Who's reaching into the box?
Vivian, I don't know. Sorry, maybe you didn't hear me. He's probably thirsty, and there's
Yeah,
some
I don't
drinks
wanna
in
get-
my bag right there.
Yeah? I don't really want to get bit, Jackson. You got a little ornery.
Vivian, could you please just roll an act under pressure for me?
Yay.
He's just, you know.
It's a 13.
Okay, so you're fine. You are quick enough. You are quick enough. Richard seems distracted by the movement of the van. You're able to switch out the drinks. Do you put another monster in there, or do you take up John's offer?
No, we're sticking with Monster for now. We
sticking
can
with
save the
Monster?
target blood for when maybe the body is there and play.
Okay.
See, he
Like-
likes you.
I think he was distracted, but yeah.
So you're heading down through. Everything seems to be going okay. You're hitting a little bit of evening traffic, a little stop and starts, and then you realize it seems like there's some kind of like wine festival or beer. Something is going on. They've got roads blocked off. There's like tables set out. It seems like one of those things where they're trying to encourage people to interact with the city more, so they want you to walk around. So it looks like you are going to have to find some place to park. You've gotten pretty close. John, what is your preference? Curbside parking with a meter? You want to find like a parking garage where someone could hide under the car and cut your Achilles tendon? Where do you go?
I'm sorry. What is that?
He's
That
got to always be
escalated so
prepared.
quickly.
I hate parking garages.
Uh-huh.
You know that.
Yeah, curbside parking. Everybody want to do some curbside parking?
It's what I would recommend.
Yeah, sounds like
I mean, what the storytellers recommend.
felt like a threat. If I'm
You see,
honest.
note to self: never park in a parking garage in a game that Julie is running.
Yep.
Yeah, you will get sliced.
Won't even be supernatural. It'll just be people.
Just some guy.
Just some guy with an addiction, you know?
Oh yeah, I think I'm just gonna pull over right here. I think this looks fine.
Ah, damn! I don't have any coins.
No, hang on a second. I got some change here. Let me see. Do the with the meters here, do they take the I got these gold coins that I bought from a 1-800 number. You think any of these
Maybe I'll
parking
just do
meters
it.
take
Maybe I'll
that?
just put in.
You don't have an electronic pay kiosk we can just take a slip for?
Yeah, I think they do. I think there's there's
Let's just
definitely
use
an
that.
electronic.
Yeah,
Vivian,
don't you dare put my license plate number into that.
What is the license plate number?
Oh god, now I have to come up with a pithy vanity plate off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
does the van have a vanity plate, or does
Oh,
it?
I mean, it has to at this point.
CMGTTR.
Absolutely not.
5.
No.
5.
Because the 5 is the S.
No.
I don't think Dr. Ark would have approved of that one.
No, probably not. It probably.
Dr.
imagine
Ark lets a lot of things go for the sake of, safety and understanding the intricacies that goes into disguising a van to protect and withstand supernatural elements. But there are decency lines that she chooses.
I think probably actually it has a regular license plate number. I think probably it has something to do with the special registration that the vehicle has
as a company vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems
Damn it.
wise. So it's just a regular
Five.
number. So yeah, so you guys swear to God.
Like Mambo number 5.
You get out of the van. You're in kind of like a restaurant area. People are kind of like milling around, eating, drinking. Everyone seems to be having a good time. Nobody seems to really be paying you any mind. Who's got Richard? Have you all returned Richard to Jackson?
Since I'm
I
not
would-
driving anymore, I would
Yeah.
ask for Richard back.
Of course, he seems to like you
Please.
best, so.
You're going down the street. Every once in a while you feel like him rattle a little bit, but he doesn't seem to be like too interested in leaving this street for now. He does. You guys walk past someplace that seems like it's like called McMurray's, and it seems to be like it appears to be like an Irish style pub. He seems a little irritated. He doesn't seem to like that. Seems to take some kind of a offense to whatever he smells coming out of there.
Right. You good. It's all right. It's all right. Everything will be okay.
Look, you can tell him, I understand, like, it's pretty cringy, it's kind of appropriative, but,
Yeah, I think he hates kitschy themed restaurants.
honestly, look, I do too. Look around here. This is all just like, did you see all this neoliberal gentrified nonsense?
Yeah.
Look, if the food is good and the place is not covered in roaches, it's fine.
I mean, look, you and Richard have a lot in common.
John, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, John's fine with it.
John's fine with it.
Brendan, how does that make you feel?
How do you feel? You continue down the road. You walk between one restaurant and another. You pass an opening in like an alleyway, and as you do, you feel the same kind of like a similar resistance that you feel when you go into that circular space. Right as in the space between the restaurants. And if you turn to look, when you had been approaching the alley, it had seemed dark before, but now when you turn, it seems to be lit, and like there's some lights leading down the path. There's a little sign that says wait time 3 minutes. How does that make you guys feel? You interested?
I mean, maybe we should have a look.
I'd like to use Spirit Touched.
Okay.
It's your experiences have made you sensitive to the supernatural. When you sense magical things, roll plus weird. On a 10, you can sense them fully. On a 7 to 9, choose either sense them fully but they notice you too, or sense only impressions.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
That is a 7.
So that is they notice you too, right? Or you only get
They notice you too, or I only get impressions.
I think we're gonna go with they notice you too. So I think you pause, you hesitate a little too long, and as you get that sense, you smell something that seems very familiar to you, Vivian. What does your darling have a very distinctive kind of like a cologne that they might wear, a scent to them that you're
A stink
familiar
to
with?
them.
A stink.
If he's a boy, he's stinky.
He's
True.
a boy. He's stinky.
I would say the scent of like cloves is an undercurrent.
You catch that, and it's kind of like you pause for a second. You're not sure, and then
Is
You
Vivian just like dating a mall goth?
I was gonna say, like, that's what he smells like, but it's really just from all the Cliff cigarettes he smokes, just constantly.
I mean, I'm thinking the spice, not the cigarette, more along that line.
well, Either way, you pause for like a second too long. It catches you a little bit off guard, and Richard rolls like a full like circle in the box at this disruption. And then from further down the alley, you hear almost a sweetheart, is that you? Has any of your other coworkers ever met Darling?
I want to say no. I want to say Jackson knows that Vivian is doing something supernatural. He doesn't know what, so I don't think anyone has seen my darling before.
I am accepting of all lifestyles and
Yep.
relationships.
I think I was gonna say I think that John has like been jokingly referring to Darling as like your Canadian boyfriend.
So I guess that's the thing. The voice did not say a name. Do you acknowledge this? You know the voice. You know the voice is your darling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you acknowledge them when you hear that? You haven't seen them yet. It seems like there's a bend in the alley that leads back to wherever it is, but you can hear it seems like maybe somebody's approaching. What are you gonna do? You gonna stay here? You gonna let him come out? What is Vivian's impulse here?
It's tricky because she doesn't want to be rude.
Yes,
that would be unfortunate.
Yes, that could lead to some complications in your relationship long term.
Yep. Like, if you guys want to go on ahead a few seconds, I will make sure my friend doesn't realize what we're doing.
Are you ashamed of us?
No, I just don't want him the Richard situation.
No, look, I understand. Like you don't want the old cramp in your style. You know, I get it. It's okay. You know.
Jackson holding the box protectively. He's like, are you ashamed of Richard?
No, I'm not ashamed. Look, I know we're on
Richard
the clock.
snaps his jaw inside the box.
I'm not ashamed of you, Richard. That's not it. I just thought we didn't want to draw too much attention to what we were doing.
Look, you've nothing to be uncomfortable about or ashamed about or anything like that. Love is love.
Yep. Okay.
Zach, how do you feel about this conversation?
She was eyeing Zach like, this is gonna be bad.
I'm listening to Jackson, hearing him say love is love, and like glancing between him and Richard. And then just turns to Vivian. Turns to Vivian and is like, Viv, are you like good? Like, is something wrong? I'm just not.
No, nothing's wrong. No,
I'll say no. It's fine. It's fine. It's
we'll
it's
leave.
all. No, it's all good. We'll head back further into the creepy liminal alley. Honestly, I'm pretty sure.
So you want to go? You want to go into the alley?
No. That's where.
Does John start to walk down the alley?
Oh, is that where the voice came from?
That's
was
where it
inside?
came
Oh, I'm
from.
sorry. I thought it was coming from elsewhere. My apologies. No, no. I would not be. I would not be heading towards the voice in that case.
No, it's fine. We'll give you two some alone time.
I'll catch up real quick. 1 second, darling.
So you leave. You guys you take a couple steps towards the way you were going. You feel that resistance. You're on the other side of the alley. It's dark again. You don't see Vivian. It seems like she's gone.
I guess we just wait. What do you do? No.
So
what was that for?
So
was that back or forward?
Don't worry about it.
Was that
so,
back?
I said for them to keep going.
You did say for them to keep going. So you guys, do you wait for Vivian? Just standing there? Do you try to like look like you belong? Like you gonna get a snack? You gonna do something? Or are you just gonna stand here and wait with this box?
Is there like a kiosk? Like a pretzel or like a hot dog?
Oh yeah.
Actually, Zach's probably vegetarian, huh? Yeah.
Are you? That's a choice. You have to make it. Are you?
I think he's vegetarian not by choice, but because Meat's
you-
expensive.
I think it's a junk food vegan.
Junk food vegan.
Oh wait, no,
Fries,
Is
I get fries every time, and
Zach,
only fries.
Is Zach freegan?
Oh, oh shit! You're right. Where's the closest dumpster, dude?
I think it probably would have been down that alley.
Shit.
No, you don't want that dumpster. No, but I'd get Richard a pretzel.
Okay, so yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
just
it's like
for
it's kind
fun.
of awkward
Rip it,
because like
rip
most of
it,
the things like
baby.
this is shut off to like the
Slop
rest to
that
encourage
down,
the
dude.
restaurants and shit.
Yeah, dude, crack one for the big
Yay.
boy.
What do you want to do with that donation? What do you want to do with your time?
I would like to add time back, please.
Yay!
Okay, you get 5 more minutes.
Yay!
So, it seems it's a little bit tricky because it's like obviously like this is like supposed to encourage you to eat at local restaurants and stuff like that, but you do see down a corner. It's a little bit of ways, but it's still on the main street. You could still see where that alley is, even though you can't see where it really is. You see, there's a guy who's clearly capitalizing on the wait staff of these restaurants who cannot afford to eat at these places that they are working. So you can
My
go
people.
get some pretzels, some hot dogs, something to drink. While Vivian, you step down this this alley towards the voice, and just as you're kind of like approaching the bend around the corner comes your darling. Do you want to describe what he looks like?
Yes, I'd love to. He's so handsome. He is. Let me flip my description. She calls him darling. He is more commonly known as the silver-eyed gentleman. Like the name implies, his eyes are the silver, more like liquid mercury. He is of average height, but he seems taller due to the spiral of antlers that are growing from his head. His smile is a little too wide, teeth a little too sharp, maybe a few extra. He's very handsome. He doesn't belong to a court. He's very much a I work on my own so he can move between them. And maybe he's a bit of a Molgoth because he does paint his nails black. So,
Are they just a little bit sharp?
a little bit sharp, yeah.
A little
Just
little
a
sharp.
touch.
And does he you're short in general, but I feel like he probably looms over you even more than like most people do. He might
Probably.
You think maybe should they ever meet, Jackson might even have to look up.
Oh, this is fun.
And it's a little bit intimidating sometimes, especially kind of like you're not sure. Maybe sometimes he seems taller, sometimes he's shorter. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell a lot with him. And but he seems so happy to see you. And he reaches out and he takes your hands and he says, "Sweetheart." And then he like squeezes your hands and then he cups your face and he gives you a sweet little kiss and he says, "What are you doing here?"
Oh, I had work in town. I wasn't expecting to see you here. What have you been up to?
Work in town.
Well, currently or in between jobs at the moment?
No, working actively. Actually, I'm at a dinner. Do you have time, sweetheart? Could you come sit down and meet my friends?
Oh, I would love to, but I am currently still on the job. Maybe if it ends early, I could join you there?
What sort of job could you be doing this far out, sweetheart? The uh the flavor of creature here's a little bit outside of your realm, isn't it?
A little bit, but different types of creatures can get into so many different places. We're just trying to make sure one such creature doesn't get themselves in trouble.
Is there some trouble?
Oh, not for me.
Are you sure? You're sure you're safe?
I would let you know if I was in danger, darling. You know that.
He gives you a smile and it's that eerie grin. And then he places his hand on his chest and he kind of like leans forward a little bit to say conspiratorially to you, "Could I be in danger, sweetheart?"
Oh, you're far too clever to be caught off guard. But if you were in danger and I was aware of it, you would, well, I would not let anything happen to you, of course.
I see what you're doing in this chat. Don't jeopardize the precious time that has been bought with these antics. He looks, you can't tell if he looks like he believes you about that. But he nods. And he's holding your hand and he's like, Are you sure, sweetheart, I can't get you something to drink, something to eat? It's getting towards your dinner time, isn't it?
Sort of. You are so sweet to remember. I will, after work, we can do drinks.
I will point out, it is nowhere near dinner time.
I think it's closer to lunchtime from what the human perspective. But if you are free when I'm off work still, I will join you. Either with your friends or a drink with just the two of us.
Yeah, Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby.
Right.
Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude.
Thank
Crack
you.
one for the big boy.
Okay.
My darling juggalo.
Thank you.
I'm assuming you would like 5 minutes. Whoever you are, speak now. If you don't speak, you get nothing. All right.
It wasn't me. I don't know. I don't want to claim it.
I'm scared.
No.
JD, yay, added.
Okay.
Thank you.
What is it, sir? Mm-hmm. Stop that. That's my chair.
Vivian just kind of leans up and gives him a little kiss and is just like, I always look forward to seeing you. You know that.
He looks genuinely pleased by that. He's like, all right, well, you take care of yourself, and, if you need me, you can call me. I'll hear you.
Of course.
And you're sure it's no danger?
I should be fine. My coworkers are in the area with me. I won't be alone. And I know how to contact you if it should get dangerous.
Is the little loud one with you?
He is with me, yes.
Oh. If you want to send him on a little excursion, if you want to get him out of the way. I hear there's some those like dirty stone-colored birds. They're making nests.
Oh, he would love that.
They've started making nests in people's mailboxes. It's quite a problem. They're terrible nests. It's just like 4 sticks. 4 sticks in an egg.
4 sticks in an egg.
It's terribly sad.
That does sound quite tragic. I will keep that in mind. You are so generous with the advice.
So obviously they don't want Zach to remove them. They want Zach to build them better nests in the mailboxes.
Obviously. It's a tragedy.
Oh, there he goes. He went in.
Oh, yep. It's on it already.
He's on his way.
He just left.
My birds need me.
Zach senses that there are birds in peril, and he takes off.
My birds need me.
Okay. So you don't ask any questions. You just let them go back about their business.
When I asked, they kind of indicated otherwise. I will say she will just be like, you're not in danger with your work either, I hope.
I'm sorry, 1 second. He's attached himself to the back of the chair. And
oh, nobody!
I was going to say, he's kind of juggalo colored.
Dude, take it back! Take it back!
Your son might be a juggalo.
Your son might be a juggalo.
He is not a juggalo.
Signs that your son might be a juggalo.
Yeah.
On hard copy tonight.
Put it down. It's not worth it. Put it down. You don't want to do this.
You don't want to do this. Don't forget, I live way too close to the Dunkin' Donuts that banned the Juggalos because they set a fire in the dumpster behind it.
I refuse to believe that's only happened at one Dunkin' Donuts.
Maybe. But I also live in the state where the two Juggalos jumped the other Juggalo because he got a tattoo that they decided he hadn't earned yet. And they beat him with a shovel, set him on fire, and his arm had to be amputated. So
Again, these are just normal Juggalo things. These are just the universal Juggalo experience.
I feel like this is a normal Delaware thing.
Also that, yeah, you don't have to be a Juggalo to get set on fire and have your arm amputated in Delaware.
Anyway, Vivian, you leave the alley.
Yep. Give him a kiss and just hurries to quickly rejoin the others.
You step out of the space, and at first you don't see them right away. But before you can get too worried about it, you hear the commotion that only 3 men in baseball hats can make at the end of the street, and you look and you see them over with the pretzel stand. Did you buy a pretzel for Richard?
Excuse me, Richard is also wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Did you?
Poor man.
We're basically
Did you
a
take
sitcom at this
Richard out of the
point.
box
Yeah.
to
No, of
expose
course not.
to the street that he's wearing a hat? No,
No,
What?
of course
No,
not.
no.
Richard's still in the box.
Put the timer
Still
down.
in the box.
Only
Is it just
the time that JD gave
Yeah.
us.
I would just like him to be respected as an autonomous,
Yeah.
part of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you
Just-
cannot
just
see Richard,
three-
you know he's
three-
wearing a hat.
Yeah, three men in baseball caps and a Dullahan and a beer helmet.
Are you arguing that this is like a Schrodinger's hat situation,
Yeah.
where like until we open the box, he both is and isn't wearing a hat?
You don't know. He rolls around a lot. He could have
Guess that's
knocked
fair, I
his
don't know.
hat off.
Guess
He
that's
could have
fair.
gotten sick of it.
I do. I do feed him little bits of pretzel.
Just kind of like
Do you
opening
buy?
it.
Do you buy Zach a pretzel?
If Zach looks really sad, I'll buy Zach a pretzel.
Zach's like, oh, don't worry about it, dude. I got it, and just starts like pulling out his pockets. It's just bird
bird
seeds.
seed. Bird seed.
And, like,
Just spilling out onto the street.
and just like shit. A wallet, and it just opens it. More bird seeds come out.
One moth
He's like,
flies away.
yeah. Shit.
Have you
No,
ever thought
for-
about like training crows to bring you like money and shiny things? Apparently, that's a thing you can do.
Yeah, no, for sure. And also, give me 1 second, and starts picking up the bird seeds and putting it back in.
So
That's
so
a
while
great idea.
So while that's going on, Vivian, you are able to rejoin the group.
I think Vivian walks up in the middle of John pointing out which of the surrounding bars he used to buy LSD at in the 80s before they went corporate.
Incredible.
That's an impressively higher number than I would have thought. Hi, we're good. We can keep going.
I gotta tell
Just saying
Scott.
hi.
Viv, I didn't know you were like seeing someone. I thought we were like tight friends.
Oh, we are. He's just very private.
Okay.
It's true. Never comes to any of the office Christmas parties or anything.
Hey, you knew about him?
Oh yeah, of course.
Viv. Viv.
Johnson overheard. It's fine. He hasn't met him either.
Very private.
He's
I'll be the
Very
first.
private. Seems like a nice guy though. I don't know.
He's the sweetest. Anyway, the waterfront, was it?
Oh, God damn. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten that birdseed instead of
We're not
pretzel.
swimming to the warehouse, Zach.
Also, you didn't have to eat that birdseed. No one told you to eat the birdseed.
Someone bought me a pretzel. I'm starving.
Zach, I must know, it just for the phone call that you mentioned you can't swim, or is Zach truly incapable of swimming?
Truly never learned.
Okay.
Water makes him nauseous, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Noted.
Oh no! You're in danger!
Oh,
You'll be fine.
birdseed can float. So basically,
You will be fine.
that's not true.
No, you will be fine. No one is going to be drowned. That violates my consent form.
That's
You're
fair.
fine.
There you
You're
go.
fine. No one's gonna drown you. Don't worry. It's for other things.
Oh boy.
Ooh, Sar,
So
I'm so sorry.
I told you to stop. This is why I didn't buy you a pretzel.
all right. Does anyone have anything that they wanted? Any moves? Anything they want to try to do to try to investigate the idea of this black market any further than just in this area?
I tried to do the magic thing and it didn't work. I could try to do the context thing and see if that works.
You could. You could also try to do the magic thing again if you wanted to. I would allow it. I think enough time has passed, so whichever one you would prefer.
I don't know that Richard liked it.
Didn't seem like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like Richard is a big fan of when you get near other kind of like magical sources.
Yeah, I
Not a
think
really
I would-
supportive partner.
What?
I mean, to be fair, the rock that has the demon in it has like a big old like magical cuss written on it. Like,
Then sure. Yeah. But like, what'd you say? What'd you say, Zachary? What'd you say?
My full legal name. Wow,
Yeah.
government name.
no, Zach, never give them your government name.
The rules of both the
want to
Fae
get
and
my
the government.
W-9. I need to get my W-2s in order.
No, Zach, no, we'll talk about this later. It's fine.
Zach has never been paid because he won't give.
Won't
give
give
a
Teresa his-
conservatory. Yeah.
I didn't add like the C. I spelled it wrong.
My uncle keeps telling me not to give you my name.
Every
They
every
can't
time
find me.
payroll comes
Told you.
around, Teresa's just like, Zach, I'm not kidding. I don't want to have to send a check to your mother again, because every time I do, I have to send it to your mother, and then she sends it to you, and it takes you an extra 2 weeks to get paid. Just tell me your
She doesn't
bank
mind
account
paying
information.
the postage though. It's cool. She said it's fine.
Zach, you live in town. This is a forever argument at this point.
Yeah.
I would like to investigate a mystery.
Go ahead.
Cool.
Have at it.
I threw that a little too hard.
Jen?
It's a 9.
The 9. Okay, so you can ask one.
Ask one. I guess what is being concealed here? Where can I find the market / circus? I guess it's the market at this point. They're gonna sell it to the circus?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That seems to be what the Ivory Company's understanding of the situation was.
Cool. So I will reach out to some old terrible contacts to try to find out where the black market is.
Okay. So you can do that. You're also, do you call or do you text? Or do you know of a guy in town who you go directly to?
Jackson's a caller.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think Jackson would probably try to go in person if possible, just because he's been like out of the circuit for so long.
Okay.
I think he's worried people won't take his call, but if he shows up, they like can't avoid him.
Okay. I think that's fair. I think you, as you guys are like munching on your pretzels, and Zach is discovering that he's not as close to Viv as he thought he was.
Zach is just mouth full of bird seeds, tears in his eyes.
You're kind of looking around and you remember that like a couple of blocks away from here, there used to be like a bar that you would come to on occasion with some of your other people when you came through. There's not you don't know the most about the stuff that goes on in Rhode Island because some of the bigger game uh is outside of the city, and also like the people who pay for it tend to be in the bigger cities. But because it's a coastal state that things come and go here. So you've been here before, and you remember that there was a bar that was owned by someone who used to do a lot of what you used to do until they got pretty badly injured. They uh they ended up on the wrong side of a claw that just raked across them pretty good in the face. But they're spending their retirement now kind of owning a business and possibly still conducting other business. So you can lead the others there if that's what you want to do. Do you say anything before you go, or do you just lead because since you're holding the box, the others will probably just follow?
Sorry, I thought that was a question for Zach.
Zach's
Zach,
not leading anyone anywhere.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
no, that's for you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I would not like tell the others to stay behind or anything, but I think I would give them a heads up. I'd be like, all right, look, couple of things. Kind of a rough crowd that we're potentially walking into. Not sure how they're going to respond to me being there. Also, Vivian, I will need you to hold Richard again.
I can hold Richard. Should
Right.
I be going inside with you? It's a rough crowd.
I guess that's up to you. I don't know.
You
I
don't.
shouldn't be alone with Richard.
Right.
I'll stay with you. You can tell me more about your bow.
It's very private.
So the
Vivian offers
decision.
Zach her pretzel.
Best friend. Oh shit, yeah.
The decision on if you go into the bar with Richard or not answers itself pretty distinctly with the fact that Richard can't enter the bar. When you get close, you notice kind of like scratched into the door frame. There's runes that John, you're definitely familiar with. Also Jackson, but like this place does not want magic to be coming and going through these doors. So
They got the come getter runes.
yeah.
Outside it is.
The etchings of Bamian, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll have to hold Richard, but I can go in. John, I don't know if you want to come in, but like could get a little bit rough.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Okay.
look, I mean, you say that. I'm pretty sure I bought heroin back at this place at one point in time.
Uncle Jay.
You've led a storied life.
When
Zach,
was this?
Zach, you're thinking back to your phone call earlier today, and you're thinking, maybe your roommate was right. You don't need to introduce your uncle to anything.
To be fair, I've never seen Skunkhead or my uncle in the same room together. So this world is so complex. So full of mystery.
Jackson will go into the bar.
All right. So Jackson goes in. John, do you go in?
Not Elsa go in.
Okay. So it's 2 and 2. So we'll start with inside the bar first. You go in, and it is strange for some place that is not a basement bar to kind of look so wet. It's got like the walls are unfinished, kind of like stone, and they kind of have like a stickiness to them from like clearly one too many drinks thrown onto the side and never properly cleaned. So there's just like, it's like every once in a while you see where it clearly like a beer was smashed against the wall and then dripped down in like just drags.
Julia, I had no idea you'd ever been to Shooters in Morgantown.
The floorboards creak and in some spots stick to your boots as you walk, and the furniture has definitely seen better days. On the wall behind the bar is one long mirror that stretches all the way across, reflecting the patrons back at you, the bottles, yourselves. Uh, and it very distinctly, in a show of overconfidence, lets you see directly to below the bar as well, where there is an just a big old rifle right there in hand's reach. They're not hiding that they have that. And the clientele, you can tell there are some people in here who don't know what this place really is. Just some like people who kind of wandered off this way. Maybe they had one too many drinks, at the festival, and they've wandered looking for something a little bit cheaper. Uh but there are definitely some rougher folks in here who know what's up with the supernatural. And the one in particular is the man behind the bar. Not as tall as Jackson, but tall on the taller side. Definitely more built. He has not entered his dad bod phase. There goes Raph.
Was right.
Has not entered his dad bod phase. He's wearing like a blank, like a black tank top. It's like tucked into his like army green cargo pants, and he's got like an obnoxious belt on with like distinctly, like you can see the handle of like a knife that's like, again, it's like on the one hand it's kind of just for show, and on the other hand it's definitely because they've had to fight monsters. And you see the shape of one of their arms is disfigured in that it's clearly had like chunks of the muscle and the sinew torn out, and when it healed over, it pitted and these spots, and the definition isn't there, and it's definitely, they kind of look a little bit uneven because they're clearly trying to compensate with the other arm, not just because there's no existing muscle mass there, but also just because it's clearly a sore spot. And he is standing there. He's wiping the bar with a rag that looks like it should probably already be in the wash. Like, why are you reusing this fucking rag? Why are you trying to dry the bar with a rag that's already kind of damp? Like, it's done. Pack it in. And he looks
You're just remoistening it at this
Yeah.
point.
just oiling the bar with the stalemate.
The definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Yep. But they look up when they see you, and they squint at first as if they aren't sure if they recognize you. And then there's a look of surprise. And then they look at John and they're like, "That man doesn't work here anymore."
What's
He
his name?
doesn't. The man who works here, or the
No,
bartender?
the bartender. What's his name?
The bartender is it's definitely like it's the Keith. It's a Keith.
Okay.
There's compensation here. But he like looks at you. He looks at John. He's like, "He doesn't work here anymore. We got rid of that stuff.
It's all right.
You're gonna have to go somewhere else for that, buddy."
He's all right. He's with me.
Oh, he's with you. So now is that what's happened here? And he gestures kind of
No,
disdainfully at you, and
he's clean. He's made tremendous progress. Kind of an inspiring story, if I'm honest.
Keith puts his hands on the bar, kind of leans, stares you down, and he's like, "Are you wearing a fucking polo shirt? Are you wearing a fucking khaki polo shirt in this bar right now?" Jesus.
Put my hands
Kane.
down on the bar and lean forward and say, "Actually, it's a short sleeve button down."
The fuck happened to you, Kane?
Also, I'll have you know, this polo is beige.
Yeah, he's wearing a polo.
Right.
Also, seriously, that was like 30 years ago. That is a memory on you.
You
And
don't forget those kinds of things, dude.
well,
At least you shouldn't. He kind of like eyes you a little suspiciously.
we've both seen a lot of things.
Ah. So is this your partner now? This is who you're working with these days.
For now,
For now. Yeah.
took some time to myself, went on a journey of self-discovery. I learned a lot about myself, and now I'm back. And I'm looking to get back into the game.
Went and walkabout.
You picked a hell of a time to try to get back into the game. You know who's in town?
I had a thing or two.
You heard Hyacinth's in town? That name,
How dare you? And what is that?
Hyacinth, that name lances right through you. It is a name that you think of often in tangent with what? Yes, honey, come here. Whenever you think about that last job, because that last job was for Hyacinth,
Right.
and he had taken you kind of on as a partner in this. He runs a bit of a bigger game crew, and you were invited in based on your reputation, and he had a lot of faith in you, and he put a lot of stock in you, and you not only did you let him down with not being able to succeed just on merit, just on it got away, but the insult to injury that you let it go, that you let that creature go, really stuck with him.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm back. Trying to either mend fences or break them even more, if you take my meaning.
Well, I think you don't really have a choice in that. He's not really a forgive and forget kind of guy, Kane.
Well, good. Because neither am I.
Are you drinking or are you here for something else?
Take a drink. Nice tea. And also, where can I find Hyacinth?
Hyacinth. Hyacinth.
Whatever. Yeah.
Roll to manipulate someone, please.
Okay.
Please.
Well, that's going to go about as well as I've been role-playing it. That is a 10, but it's a 9.
Okay. So on a 9, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. So how are you going to really convince Keith that you are actually here to do some monster hunting business?
You know, on second thought, forget the iced tea. Give me the usual.
He had not moved a muscle when you had asked for iced tea. Quite clearly, he doesn't have it. But you say that, and he kind of like leans back a little bit, looks you up and down, looks at John. And what are you drinking?
He'll have the usual too.
Yeah, the Fosters, the Australian for beer.
Don't do that.
Do you feel a twinge similar to what you can only assume Richard felt walking past that Irish pub?
Can I read a bad situation?
Sure,
Go ahead.
Because I think what John has been hanging back a little bit. I think has been trying to see while Jax has been having this conversation. I think John has been kind of trying to eye the other patrons in the bar to see if anybody is taking a like particularly close interest in this conversation that he's having. Also, I just want to point out, also keeping half an eye on the rifle underneath the bar, as John also has in my monster hunting gear. He has a Smith & Wesson 29.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, it's rehabilitation is sharp.
Sharp.
All right, that is an 8.
Okay, so you can hold 1. So what is your best way in? What's your best way out? Any dangers you haven't noticed? I think that's probably...
I think... Uh-oh.
Mm-mm. Nope. No.
We're gonna take a quick second. I think I'll answer your question real quick.
Okay.
So
well, I feel like I'm about to have the answer to my question, because I was going to ask again, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? And I feel like I'm about to get the answer to that question real soon.
you're looking around, you're acting casual. Keith starts to pour, he reaches under the bar, he pulls a dark brown bottle, unlabeled, pops the cork off, and he's pouring some liquid for you to have. And over his shoulder in the mirror, you see somebody sitting back who just lifts their phone up and seems like they might be taking a picture on their phone of you guys through the mirror, makes dead eye contact with you, and then just casual as can be text that to someone. Outside, you guys are standing with the box, standing with Richard. He's the longer the time goes on with with you guys separated, he kind of seems to be getting a little bit more irritated, a little rattly, a little snappy. He's muttering to himself. He's not yelling in that language, but he is muttering a little bit.
I see if he likes birdseed.
Do you stick your hand in the box?
Don't stick your hand in the box.
If you just crack it open a little bit, I can just sprinkle it in there. I don't have to touch it.
Vivian, your phone rings. Your phone rings. Do you have a special ringtone for The Office?
Oh god. Yeah, probably. Just like a different default setting.
Okay. So it rings. It's the number for The Office. Very distinctly. Do you answer it? Do you let it go to voicemail? What do you do?
She's gonna answer it. Is that your darling? It's The Office.
You hear in the background. You answer the phone. You hear in the background, that's baking soda. Stop.
Typical goal for The Office, honestly.
Yes, I'm trying to cook. Okay.
Let him cook, Julia.
No, he's a psychopath.
Literally.
He's a psychopath. He chewed through a plastic bag to get you a slice of red velvet cake.
Sounds like a juggalo to me.
Oops, amongst us. Really.
Juggalo, dude.
Juggalo behavior.
And then I had to like watch him to make sure he didn't go into like diabetic shock. And like he just thought we were just snuggling, and I'm just like watching him for like a medical emergency. Anyway, you hear in the background like just loud laughing, just like cackling almost. You know what Lucas sounds like. When Lucas is having a laugh, and you hear Teresa. It sounds like she's like holding the phone away from her face. She's like, "Shut up! No, shut the fuck up! You stay over there.
Teresa?
Go stand in the hallway. Vivian. Oh my god!
What's
Vivian.
going on? What's going on?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What is with that fucked up rabbit? And what the fuck is a selkie?
I'm
Vivian.
gonna beat Lucas's ass is what's up.
Vivian, what? Why does the rabbit fucking have horns?
Oh, there's this weird growth some rabbits get that they can it actually is a thing. That they can grow protrusions around their mouth or their head or their eyes. It's really creepy to see. Did those just start? That sounds really strange.
Vivian, these little horns are like 4 inches tall. It is sitting on my desk. It is sitting on my fucking desk. It just came in here. It just came in here with these fucking little things on its head. They're 4 inches. That's not like a little growth, Vivian. And also, what the fuck is upstairs? Because I definitely heard like fucking like hoof prints or whatever. Like the fucking like it's fucking Christmas or some shit. Like what the fuck is going on here, Vivian? I can't get a hold of Dr. Ark.
Yeah, she's
Lucas is
in
here.
America.
Lucas is
should not
here.
be here.
And he keeps saying, "Shut the fuck up, Lucas. Shut up." Lucas just told me he can take off his skin. Lucas tells me that he takes his skin off every day before he comes to see us. Vivian.
I think she was exposed to some avian disease, dude.
Where the fuck are you?
We are in town. We're trying to track down an injured exotic creature.
Parrot.
And
No, fuck, not a parrot.
What
flamingo.
kind of creature,
No.
Vivian? Does it got little fucked up horns like this fucking... It's standing on my desk, Vivian.
okay, it's not cantaloupe's not gonna hurt you.
Talk to it. And you hear like the thing and like you can only assume she's holding the phone up to the jackalope.
Hi, cantaloupe. Please don't scare Teresa anymore. She's very nice and she doesn't know what's going on right now. If you could find a... Lucas should not be here and is causing a lot of problems.
You hear like a like a thump, like a something stomping stomping on the desk, and Lucas laughs like even harder in the background.
Okay. So
Vivian, and the phone comes back. Vivian, do you all know about this? Does Zach know about this?
I can't answer for what Zach does.
Oh my god,
doesn't know.
I've worked with you. I've worked with you for like 3 years. 3 years, and you're telling me you guys told Zach before you told me that Lucas can take his fucking skin off?
No, we didn't tell Zach that. Zach just kind of tripped into that all on his own.
Can't believe this. I can't believe this.
Okay.
Oh my god. Lucas, get out of my kitchen! And then she hangs up.
Dead fucking man. I swear to God. Okay.
When you answered the phone,
Uh-huh.
did you put the box down or are you still holding it?
I'm still holding that box.
Okay. He is violently shaking in there.
Oh God. All right. I'm gonna try to figure out. Okay, I have monster empathy. I'm gonna roll for that. It's trying to work out what a supernatural creature desires. I'm gonna use that to. Can I use that to attempt to communicate more clearly with like, what's up, my guy?
Sure.
Type situation. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yay, that's a 12. So,
all right. You
hold 2.
Go ahead. Okay, it's 2. Is there a special chart for that one?
Yeah, there's 3 different questions. What does it most desire? What would accept as good enough for now? And what would distract it? I guess what's the most... Could I like kind of tweak it? Like, what's the most urgent thing going on right now? Like, what's your most urgent need right now?
It seems you realize as it's like shaking in this box, You realize that at some point while that conversation had been going on and you guys had been distracted by Teresa yelling at you over the phone, somebody has left this bar, has walked past you guys, and he's like, he didn't quite bump you, Zach, but like he definitely got a little bit uncomfortably close.
You
And
made me
then
draw my
just
pretzel. You're
and
still eating it.
started walking like
Save it.
out, like putting on a jacket, wasn't really paying attention to you guys. Started walking towards the waterfront. And it seems like maybe the agitation started when he walked past you guys.
Do you want us to follow him, Richard?
He vibrates a little harder and he like throws himself against the side of the box
In the
the-
direction of the man?
in the direction of the man.
We can't leave without the guys.
No.
Adults.
We're adults, Zach!
I mean, yeah.
Call them!
And I walk into the bar.
Okay, you walk into the bar. You see your uncle and Jackson have these glasses in front of them. John, the man who you saw take your picture, just left, and almost immediately after that, your nephew has walked into the bar, and oh Jesus Christ, Kane, what the fuck is that?
Never seen him before in my life.
If you're buddy, if you're looking for cocaine, we don't sell that stuff out of here anymore. I was just telling him. We don't listen.
John,
New establishment.
Why don't you take that complete stranger out back and just like really beat the shit out of him, you know?
Guys,
Like,
wait.
like we do.
Yeah. I'll get right on that. I'll take this little shit and beat him up. And we'll sort of bum rush Zach out the front door, and we'll as they both do so, we'll start looking around for the guy.
Vivian has been trying to follow after him because she at least has a phone and she doesn't want to lose sight.
That's fair.
So
Vivian.
So you see him further down the street. You see Vivian behind him. If she
At distance.
At distance, but like this is kind of a sketchier area. There's less people to like hide in a crowd behind if he were to turn around and look at you.
Window
Jackson,
shopping?
you've been left alone with Keith, and he kind of like sucks on his teeth a little bit and he goes, right. Here's what I'm gonna do for you, Kane. I'm gonna let you know that you want to go down to Pier 13, and I'm gonna have to ask you to not be bringing your friends around here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really, like coworkers, but
that's doesn't make it
sure, yeah.
bad. And when you're serious again, and he kind of like looks you over. When you're serious again, maybe you can think about coming back. And he will take the drink that he had poured for you, and he drinks it himself and turns away from you as if he could care less about you as a threat to him.
Well, you know what?
Yeah. You get it?
This was terrible service. So, I hate to see the Yelp reviews on this place. Right.
Some of the people that like at the like in the bar kind of like look at you a little funny as you head out.
Pauses at the door, turns back.
Went to buy heroin, was turned away. Good mozzarella sticks though, 2 stars.
Pauses at the door, turns back, and just yells out, 1 star. and then leaves.
Okay.
So outside,
Yeah.
I see this guy walking away from us. I'm gonna try and do something a little bit silly Billy, if I may.
Go ahead. We've got what is it? It's 5:25. We got 45 minutes. Your timer's done, so
Mhm.
go ahead.
Cool. I'm gonna see if I can try to use magic to try and stop him from moving any further away from me.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He's gonna reach into one of his other monster hunting items that he has, a 6 demon bag, as one does. And I'm going to be attempting to cast a spell. I'll describe what I'm doing, and then I'll roll just so it could be extremely funny if this goes wrong.
Okay.
Pulls out almost like one of those little little posable wooden little artist dolls for life drawing,
Mhm.
or pose work. But the little mannequin, it's been bound in a combination of catgut and copper wiring, and he's gonna basically take those legs and twist them around each other, and I'm gonna roll to use magic.
Zach, have you ever seen that thing before in your life?
It used to be like hanging from the van, like a little Hawaiian, like on the dashboard, and I always thought it was some weird, like
It
government
does have a
antenna
grass skirt on
thing.
it still. Yeah, a little
Okay,
a
good.
grass skirt, and a little a Hawaiian Barbie lay.
There you
I
go.
thought you told me that aunt gave you to you.
She,
It was a
she did.
Christmas gift.
She did give it to me,
She
and
know.
he's going to proceed to do magic with it.
She know.
Hoping for good numbers here. Good
have
numbers. I do have a luck. Do I want to use it?
You have
Shoot.
2 luck.
How bad is it?
No, I'm gonna let it ride. It is a 7. It does succeed, but let me see. So it is a mixed success with use magic. So yeah, it works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch, and the keeper will tell me. Will decide what effect the glitch has. Okay, so the effect is basically I'm gonna say so. Trap a specific person. So I'm gonna stop him from moving any further away from me than he currently is. Glitches is I'm gonna say that the effect is of short duration. Just because I really just want to be able to stop him long enough to close the distance between us.
Okay. It works. You see him, he's walking, and all of a sudden, and he's walking with purpose in a direction, and all of a sudden he goes to take a step, and you see as his foot comes down, his leg buckles at the knee, just he stumbles, and he kind of throws his hand out to catch himself, and he puts his other foot down, and when both of his feet are on the ground, he finds himself kind of in this weird he's kind of not hunched, but his both of his legs are bent. He can't move them, and he's kind of confused, and he jerks. You see him jerk once and twice at his legs, and then he kind of half stands up, and he starts to turn like back towards where you guys are.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably around the time that I have managed to power walk up to where he is. And I have one of my hands in my jacket pocket with the firearm that I'm sort of kind of doing the thing with
The-
it.
The
Yeah.
bank,
Oh
the bank
no!
stick
My
up.
God.
And I'm just like, oh hey man, who you texting?
What's it to you? He kind of turns a little to confirm. He looks at you to confirm that you are who he thinks he's talking to, and he you in business with Kane? Because I
Might
gotta
be.
warn you, buddy. You might wanna sit this one out.
Just I value my privacy. I'm a very private person. So, I'm just curious who you're sending my likeness to without my permission.
Just a guy that me and Kane know, mutual friend.
That
You you like I said, if you just walk away now, you don't got to worry about it. But if you're hanging out with Kane, then you might have to worry about it.
Oh, like I said, hey, this has nothing to do with that. Like I said, I'm just a very private person, and I just, figure I might want to follow that text to its destination. There we go. Follow that text to its destination, just so I can make sure that your friend, both you and your friend, delete that unauthorized capture of my personal features. I mean, you got to be careful about the modern surveillance state, man.
Can't can't unsend a text, buddy. Sorry about it.
No, I know. I'm just asking you to delete it and delete it from your phone, and then I'm going to talk to your friend and also have it delete from his. Like, really, it's the only way you can fight the panopticon.
You are most certainly not talking to my friend, and feel you feel at this distance. You feel when the the spell stops working. You
Mhm.
feel when he unsticks, and
Yeah.
just at the same time as that happens, he swings on you, and he just punches you right in the face.
Okay.
Are you gonna shoot him?
No, actually,
Okay.
it was mostly for. I'm not going to gun a man down in cold blood in a public street.
In front of your
Uh,
nephew?
no, that was mostly for the intimidation factor. If a supernatural being swings on me in private, yeah, sure, I'll shoot him. But no, not right now. It's not the time.
All right.
I'll just use my mitts.
All right. Well, it's not this first hit does not deal you any harm because it is
Okay.
mostly just to get you off of him, and then
Mhm.
he's gonna start heading out. Or if you try to stop him, then that might escalate into like an actual fist fight, and then we might have to start getting into some trading of harm. So do you let him go when after he hits you and he takes off?
Um,
Jackson, I would say at this point you've come out of the bar, so
Can
you
I
are
also?
all now on the
Oh,
street.
okay. I was gonna say I've been leaving little like
Have
bird
you been
feed,
leaving Jackson the
a little trail to follow. Yeah.
Okay.
I come out of the bar. Do I see this guy swing on John?
Oh yeah. They're down the street a little bit from you, but you definitely see the guy take a swing at John and then take off.
I think Jackson starts sprinting. I don't know who this guy is, but like I'm assuming that he's important, and like I think his instincts kick in, and he just starts trying to run this man down, which is a thing that I mean, used to be very good at, and used to be able to do. Like, I feel like he's run down much more dangerous and like faster things than just a guy. So I would like to see if I could overtake this man.
I think it's a possibility depending on how John reacts. Do you when he swings at you, do you try to stop him or do you let him go? Brendan?
oh, sorry. For a second, I thought you were talking to Jackson. My bad.
No,
No.
you.
So I think
Yeah, Jackson's ability to catch him depends on what you do.
uh I think what John was going to try to do was actually just to hang back a little bit. Was going to kind of roll with the punch and kind of hang back a little bit, because what he would actually like to do is to just like follow this guy rather than stop him per se.
Okay. So I think that happens. You kind of like it's a glancing blow because you kind of like moved back with it. He takes off. You hear someone coming up fast behind you, and you turn and you see Jackson. Do you call out to him to try to stop him as he runs at this man at full tilt, or do you let him go?
I I think he's just momentarily startled. He's never seen Jackson in like full like $6 million man mode. Uh And I think he's just going to be kind of in stunned silence as Jackson like breezes past him.
Okay. What I'm gonna say happens is you almost catch him, Jackson. You almost get him. But he clearly has been around Providence a lot more recently than you have, and he manages to slip you. But when you
I
come
got
to
two luck.
Okay,
I got two luck. That's all I'm saying.
okay,
I'd probably spend a luck to catch this guy.
you catch him.
He upset Richard.
You run past. It's very easy to run past Zach. You breeze right past. Zach is trying to leave a trail for you.
Yeah.
You run by so fast you disrupt the
Jackson.
trail.
No.
You run past Vivian and the box. She starts to call out to you, be like, "I got a phone call in," and you're gone.
I haven't felt this alive in years.
The hunt is upon you. You go right past John.
The most
and this
dangerous
man,
game.
He tries to juke you. He tries to like go into the street around one of the cars and like dip into an alley, and you see where he's going. You see his path, and you just cut him right off, and you just manage to like shoulder check him right in the sternum. You knock him to the ground. He is winded, and you are just you've got him. He's on the ground.
What's he doing?
He's trying to climb up the back of the chair. Can you please stop?
Menace.
I don't know if you saw his little head thrashing here. He just... So yeah,
I'm not gonna say it. I feel like I don't have to say it.
So you catch him. You've managed to chase him a little bit into. It's a more secluded area. It's
for sure. It's like the beginning of the first the British guy who played the most recent 007 James Bond.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig. It's like the opening to his first movie. There's just like parkour like over the building, and they get in front of him.
You've got him.
Yeah.
The others you can catch up momentarily, but before they get to you, what are you saying to this man? You've got him on the ground.
I feel like I've got him up against the wall, like arm up against his throat, like just hitting him there. Do I recognize him? Do I know him?
You don't recognize him per se, but you definitely like recognize the type. Like Hyacinth, part of his whole thing with being like having like a bigger group and taking down like bigger game is that he kind of like he liked appearances.
Yeah.
So it's not quite a uniform, but there's definitely like a look to it. There's a cohesiveness that you would recognize as one of Hyacinth's men.
Buddy, I don't know what you did, but when my coworkers get here, boy, you are going to be in trouble.
Stanley Majors. As John sort of sidles up, mildly winded from all the power walking he did.
What happened?
He upset Richard. He walked by us and Richard got very upset.
Oh, I don't even know that. He took our picture in the bar and sent it to, I'm pretty sure, Hyacinth.
The closer you get the closer you get with the box, Richard is just ping pong balling himself around in there. It is very you almost drop the box on more than one occasion because he is
just kind of
alive with fury.
Really mad.
Just give him some Faygo, he'll be fine.
No, it's this guy.
And the guy kind of like looks at all of you, and then his eyes like drift down towards the box, and he's like, "Oh fuck, that's the rest of it, isn't it?"
Maybe. The rest of what? What were you gonna say? We'll say it at the same time. 3, 2.
He doesn't play this game. Instead, what he says is, "Listen. Hyacinth's getting 50 for it, as it is.
$50? Oh my god!
Honey.
It's a lot of money.
Obviously, he meant 50,000.
50. Zach passes out for a moment.
Yeah, listen, he's getting 50 for it as
Yeah.
is. You bring that to him, buddy, you not only is he gonna get like double what that's worth, you might be able to buy your own head back. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
heard, but you're a wanted man, Kane.
Yeah. Yeah. By lots of people. I'm a very pleasant personality. I light up the room.
Richard just like snaps his jaw once very distinctly.
That's right, Richard.
Ugh, you fucking naming it. It's not a pet, Kane.
Doesn't
That's
change
right.
the fact that these things lead very complex interior lives.
Yeah. They got hopes. They got dreams.
They got bodies, I'm told, and maybe you could help us
They've
find
got-
what you guys, where you stashed this one that we're looking for.
They got value is what they've got. And I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna walk you in there for you to cause problems. If you're going there to do business, maybe we can do business, but I'm not gonna cross Hyacinth for you of all people.
Well, maybe we can do business. Maybe we can talk about the business of the inherent value of sentient life. Hmm? How about that?
It's pretty good. That was nice. No?
You just like smack him on the back, like on his shoulder. Like he can't high five you right now, Zach. You just like slap him.
Zach, I'm busy.
Right? No, totally.
Fine. Look, you don't want to tell me where he is? You don't want to take me there? All right. Just tell me where it is. You said you're not going to walk in with me? That's fine. Just tell me where it is, and I'll go take care of it.
Or what?
Oh.
You're not gonna shoot. You're not gonna do anything to me. This man had a chance to shoot me. He didn't do shit. I don't
No,
believe him.
and don't worry, son. I'm still not going to shoot you. I'm not going to commit cold-blooded murder in the street in front of my nephew.
You brought your nephew to work?
But he's also my coworker.
I'm employed.
No, but but what I will do is I'll introduce you to Richard. Vivian, do you mind bringing Richard over here for a second?
He kind of hobbles over because he's so violent and getting more violent.
He is just like every step closer. It's just
and no, here. And with one hand, John cracks the lid of the box, and he takes the guy's hand, and he says, "No, come on, say hello." And I start to stick his hand in the box.
I don't think Richard likes you very much.
What are you fucking doing? What the fuck? And he just screams.
Can I cover his mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that?
He's just like thrashing and screaming.
Sick.
You can hear
make this weird.
You can hear the bone crunching, and it's wet, and it's just like the snapping of like flesh and tearing, and he's jerking his arm, and he's yelling.
I will help him remove the hand before fully all of his digits are gone.
Jackson is definitely like trying to stay cool, but definitely was like, we're bluffing, right? We're bluffing.
This man pulls back. He's only got 3 fingers.
This man.
He's only got 3 fingers, and he's like,
"Yep."
He bites. In retaliation, he bites Zach's hand as well.
No.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, that was
all of you.
For...
There was more where that came from. Also,
well, I mean, at least 7 digits more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The question is, well, what do you value more? The location of your guy's little clubhouse, or the rest of your 7 fingers there, buddy?
Mm-hmm. That's the question. Probably the clubhouse, right?
He's quiet for like a moment longer, and he's like, "Fucking bullshit."
I mean, you still got 2 thumbs right now, but we can fix that.
I genuinely do not know what he will do next. So maybe just actually like
Here-
we're not doing like a good cop bad cop thing, like
Pier
genuinely maybe
13.
just
Shut the
cool.
fuck up, Kane.
Thank you.
Shut the fuck up. Pier
Thank you.
13. There's a fucking freighter boat out there.
I want to take
Stop.
his phone as we leave. Just saying. Since, he did.
Yeah. Really
I reach out. I'll grab him. Yeah, we'll grab him in his pocket.
really sorry about
What
the
do I
fingers and the phone.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fair.
When you kind of release him, he like shoves past, shoulder checks you, and he takes off back into the streets of Providence.
We got his phone.
We should
You-
hurry.
Wow, that was
do-
a
A
lot,
lot.
right?
Can I text his mom?
Just like send nudes.
No,
Your
it
son's
requires-
a really
it requires-
bad person.
I'm sorry, Zach. It requires face recognition.
Well, at least he can't use it.
So we should maybe talk about like what just happened here.
No, really, and this guy has facial recognition on his phone. Like that biometric data is not stored securely. There was just a giant data breach, a 23andMe.
Pier
Oh, let's
13,
talk
because
about-
we have a situation back at the
let's
office,
go to
because
Pier 13.
we should get the Dullahan back. We should get Richard back together because Lucas just kind of exposed Teresa to everything.
Yeah, Lucas exposed himself to Teresa.
Peeled it all off right in
Sickening,
front of her and
honestly.
Cantaloupe. So we gotta go. We gotta really hurry.
You guys are gonna laugh,
Mm-hmm.
but the guy at the bar already told me Pier 13.
Did he?
Yeah,
Well,
kind of funny.
I
thought maybe that was
I
like
do
a-
suppose. Well, I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know that I regret it that much. Just because, I mean, this was a guy that clearly had something to do with taking Richard's body. So, like, all in all, also once
He's a trafficker.
again,
He had it coming.
also took our picture without our permission and sent it to, I'm pretty sure, to Hyacinth, which just
Cool.
Not a true
very,
crime.
very, very rude. Just an
Yeah.
active participant in the modern surveillance state.
Why
I'll
would-
get
yeah, why-
Skunkhead to delete this. He can like delete phone information so fast.
Don, you're
So-
pretty sure Richard is like purring inside the box.
Nope, don't like that. Yeah, no, why would any of us feel remorse for anything that we did today? That's very normal. Let's go to Pier 13. shall we?
Jackson saying this while holding back tears.
I left this life and look how fast it pulled me back in.
Let's do that. Although real quick, let's make a quick stop over at the van.
It's easy enough to do. Now that you know exactly where you're going, you can get back to the van, and you
Yeah.
actually are able to get close. You can drive now that you know you're going to Pier 13. You have to take a couple like side roads. You definitely drive down an alley that is definitely not an actual street. You hit a trash can. It's a small one. It's fine. It just goes right under. You're not even worried about it. You
That
make
dragging sound that it makes for the rest of the day, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's phantom that easy.
You're not worried about it. You go as if you're gonna switch off the headlights as you drive into the warehouse district, and then you remember it's like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh yeah. Fuck! I just remember going to a pier.
We're not going in the water, Zach.
No,
You're going
look,
on a boat.
Zach, don't worry. If you honestly here,
boat?
I was gonna check these anyway. He chucks a set of keys into the back seat for Zach. Does Zach catch them, or do they just like bounce off his head?
He just goes like this, and they sail right next to him. He's like, "Damn it! That was so close, though, right?"
It was really good. You're getting better.
Thanks, Sunk.
But yeah, go ahead and open up the left side.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think you're ready.
Left. I open it.
So in the left
Slowly.
side cabinets in the back of the van, the Van Helsing. No, that's what
Hell
the vanity
yeah.
plate should have been.
Aw.
Shoot.
Damn.
Okay.
You've got one hanging in the van.
Yeah.
Dr.
yeah.
Ark will not let you put
You
it on the
mean
van.
Avery
Yeah.
Van.
You always hide the true name. Of
Yeah, right.
course.
There is sitting on top. There is a life vest. A little inflatable life vest. And underneath that is the armory from the Haven. It is a smorgasbord of monster hunting weaponry, like silver, cold iron, garlic, holy symbols, relics.
Don't forget your floaties, Zach.
I put on
You put on.
they're putting on the arm floaties that are just a little too
Yeah.
small. They have like Nemo print on it, and also the life vest.
Hey, totally normal way to approach.
All right. Yeah. So you guys prepare
Unloading
yourselves. Pull up to this pier. I was gonna ask if you guys were gonna try to do some kind of a stealth operation. But it seems like you guys are going for the good old classic smash and grab. Yeah?
Smash and grab. As long as it's on a swim and grab.
We could also just act like we belong.
That
Yeah,
Just
I look
walk
tough.
in with confidence.
Walk in armed and with confidence. Yeah, you know.
Mhm.
These are
Good.
unscrupulous people. We
They
look
will
unscrupulous. We belong
recognize-
here.
They will recognize my face, so maybe I should like hide and then.
Well, aren't they expecting you?
Well, right, but like
a man
they may
definitely
not-
texted. They know you're in the city.
For sure, yeah, they know I'm in the city, but like they may not recognize you all as quickly. I used to do business with a bunch of these people. Also, I am most effective at a distance. If it comes to
Okay.
that, which hopefully it won't.
I'm pretty good. I whip out my nunchucks.
Oh my god, Zach, you got them.
Please put those away.
I'm ready to go.
I love
I've
you,
seen
I
a
hate
lot
you.
today. I feel pretty confident.
What I'm saying is that you three might be able to get deeper into the place than I could.
Would John?
I will say it's not a. It does not appear to be a very like large ship. It's definitely out of
Yacht?
All
it-
right.
yeah, it's definitely out of place here in like this is definitely like more an industrial place. You would be expecting more like a freighter or something like that, but it's definitely just like an kind of ugly, kind of obnoxious yacht. So it's
Well,
not
then, fuck it, we both.
So small.
all right.
Yeah, we balls.
I think at this point, yeah, John is strapping a large cold iron broadsword to his back. He is loading his magnum. He is putting a filigreed reliquary on a necklace around his neck, the front of which says in very delicate embossed Gothic script, "Front toward enemy."
Similarly, Jackson straps a giant knife to one hip and a 38 to the other, and then picks up a very like expensive looking hunting rifle with like notches carved into the handle, and like spins it once very handily, pats it a couple times, and says, "Hello, Gloria."
Vivian, do you have anything to take with you, or are you just holding on to you just
So
hold
I
on
have
to
a
Richard?
-1 to tough, so she's not a physical character.
Well, I was gonna say, so the armory can potentially contain things that we need. So if there's anything you would like to potentially have, between the armory and my preparedness skill, there's a reasonable chance it is in the van right now.
Oh, she's gonna grab.
Let your imagination go wild.
Katana for Zach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's gonna get a dagger. She's gonna strap a dagger on each leg. She's gonna get either. Would bear spray be too much in a small vicinity? Probably.
Important question because we are rapidly
Yeah,
approaching our time.
Yeah.
Do you take Richard with you to
Of
this
course.
fight, or do you put Richard
Yeah.
in the car?
No. We need a skateboard for Richard, a skateboard and tiger blood for Richard.
We
brought
need
the
like
skateboard and tiger
we
blood
need
for Richard.
rope as well to like tie to Richard his head so like we can like swing him around, like have him just chop people up.
That is absolutely going to get you bit.
I'm
No.
that suggestion for
Zach,
Vivian.
don't do that. Don't do that, Zach. Just put him down. We'll
Fine,
give him a little
then.
skateboard.
Nunchucks it is.
Give him a little skateboard. I brought one. Jackson's also wearing like a fanny pack. Pats it a couple times. Got some tiger blood in here.
Yeah. I will. John will crack 2 of the little cans of tiger blood and spike the
Oh my
Fago in either side of the beer helmet.
Just amping him
Yeah.
up. He is
All right.
raring to go. His eyes are locked on that boat.
Let's go.
You know. You ride. You put your Jackson, you put your foot on the back end of the skateboard and you give him the little push that he needs to get his momentum started, and he goes.
Don't go off the
No,
up
he's
the
so
ramp.
good at steering.
Up the ramp. Immediately, his appearance as he like goes up the ramp into the thing, you hear people on deck be like, "What the what the fuck is that?" And then somebody goes, "Fuck! It's got teeth! Fuck!" And he's biting someone. You hear screams.
Incredible.
Do you all ride?
Run.
Yeah.
Oh, we ball.
Wait, ball. Please give me each of you one roll for me to do this. Please,
What roll?
everyone,
Magic?
give me one.
Kick ass?
Whichever.
Kick some
If please give me one kick some ass roll per person. Or if you can use magic and you want to use
I
magic.
can't.
That is an 11.
Let's
Fuck.
go.
On kick some ass.
Let's go. Yes, on Kick Some Ass.
All right. Do you want to?
Oh no.
Oh, dear.
Zoinks, guys.
We will just say, given the timing of this, I'm gonna say that the you gain advantage, take one forward is going to be kind of off the table. So your choice is, for all of you, if you succeed, is you inflict terrible harm, you suffer less harm, or you force them where you want them. So Jackson, what is your choice with your 11?
With my 11, I am going to inflict. I think I'm going to force them where I want them and suffer less harm. I think with Jackson, he's shooting the hunting rifle, but like non-lethally, like running and gunning, non-lethally as much as he possibly can. And each time he like takes a shot, he says, "Sorry," takes another one, "I'm sorry."
I'm just taking out kneecaps as you go.
Yeah, basically.
Kneecaps.
Where I want them is down.
Down. Okay.
Yes, out of the fight.
That's acceptable. You're clearing a path. You're kind of like, you're the first one up after Richard, of course.
So I wanted to find and untie or whatever the body. Is that still a kick some ass move? 'Cause if so, I got a 9.
Okay, so on a 7, you are able to you catch up to somebody who looks a little bit more squirrely, a little bit less tough.
Oh, good.
Um,
I'm 5'2".
Yeah.
Shrimp.
You see someone who he sees all this and he takes off towards like the below decks, and you're able to follow him. You do take some harm because you get clipped by somebody on the way past, but you are able to catch up with this particular person, and they immediately fold. They're like, "Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!"
The body without a head. Where is it?
It's already paid for. It's already paid for. They're loading it. They're on the other side of the boat down there. They're loading it into a little boat. They're gonna take it. Don't hurt me.
It's being loaded right now. Okay.
Don't hurt me. It's already paid for. And
Gonna
just,
grab the keys or key card, whatever's on him, and book it toward where they're loading the body.
Okay. Who would like to roll next?
I rolled. I got a 7. Just barely scraping by this game. I think I'm also going to be sort of force them where I want them, and basically I am just trying to keep them at bay. But where I want them is away from the people who are getting the body.
Okay. You kind of like, as with most yachts, it's like you get onto the deck. There's like the foredeck, and then like you can see. So Jackson and Richard are kind of dealing with the ones right up front, and you see there's more coming like around the cabin, and you're able to get through them towards that area to stop, like block these people off from coming around. They do not know what the fuck to make of you when you show up to this and you just like whip out this sword dressed like that. They're just like, "Yo, what in the redneck fuck is that?"
It's the fucking black blade of Abraxas, motherfucker.
And they're just like, "Jesus Christ!" And they don't know what to do with you. So you've got them pretty freaked out. They're kind of like dipping and dodging. You're getting a couple. You're not. Are you trying to inflict lethal harm?
No, I mean, if they are coming at me, like, he's not trying to like decapitate anybody. He's mostly trying to like wing them in the arms and legs.
Yeah, you definitely cut a couple people up. There's one guy
Yeah.
who you get, that's my pen, thank you, sweetheart. There's one guy who you definitely get in the leg, who you're like, oh, that might be a little bit of a situation if I don't deal with that. But you kind of, there's a lot going on. Raph, do you want to tell me what happened to Zach?
Zach rolled a 5 and kicked some ass.
You have luck.
Which
Do you want to spend your
Oh,
luck?
you have luck. This could be the moment of Zach's life.
The
this could
nunchucks
be
and the
the-
katana.
What is in your heart? You are running. You are coming up. You're the last one in this pack. You reach the top of the gangplank. You've got your life vest. You've got your nunchucks, and you got your katana. What? Tell me now. Does the 5 stand, or are you spending the luck?
Zach.
I mean, remember, like in your heart, you think back to your Uncle John saying, "You're ready."
I think about what my uncle says. Flashback to my childhood. The last time I saw Uncle John, I was 8 years old. I was sitting in his van, and he said, "You're not ready." And then just then, he said, "You're ready." And it felt like a slow motion action movie. Zach running up the ramp, nunchuck in one hand, katana in the other, multi-tool at his side, trusty multi-tool. And I think he just slips and falls overboard.
No.
He's not a fighter.
I can think of nothing better. Yeah. Jackson, you look up just in time over your shoulder. You see him coming. You see him going. You hear the splash. And when you go and you look over the side, you see him floating perfectly fine on his back, like one of those otters that gets abandoned by their parents when they go to get claimed.
Just give me a big thumbs up. Can I start pushing to the back of the boat?
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
Honestly, it's probably for the best.
Vivian, you're making your way that way. And as you're going, you hear the fast little wheels coming up behind you, and
Magnus kind of scoots to the side.
Yeah, he zooms past. You
Horrifying.
see he connects the edge of the skateboard, hits the edge of the boat, and the head just goes flying in an arc. You see as it goes, he's snapping, he's cussing. His eyes glow with this rage. The hat flies off the back of his head with the momentum. He goes over the edge. You pause in fear of hearing a splash. And instead, what you hear is a scream, a guttural, visceral, wet scream. And it is horrifying. The fighting stops. You run to the edge and you lean over and you see there a man with this creature latched here onto his throat, tearing with wet, and it's visceral. You see in the boat other people backing away. They're still standing on the boat. There's a box sitting there on like the deck area where they clearly were about to transfer it, and they see this. They look up and they see you standing there, and the people on the boat are like, no, fuck it. And they reach down, they pull that ripcord, and the boat takes off. This man is buckling. You all at this point can see it. Zach, you get a little bit rocked by the wake of this boat leaving.
Whoa, dang!
Maybe Zach's moment wasn't choosing violence at all. It was learning how to swim. Learning he knew how to swim the whole time.
Suddenly I'm treading water.
Yeah.
It's great.
I can swim. I can swim.
Yeah, just
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it,
Nunchucks
baby.
float past.
Lock that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it here.
Yes, thank you very much to Fago-powered skateboard Dullahan.
Richard appreciates it. Richard really feels it. You all kind of join Vivian at the railing, and Kane, you recognize that man. And it is a great weight off your shoulders to see that he's not going to be a problem much longer, as the head, once the man has crumpled to the ground, the head rolls, mouth bloody, teeth stained, and it rolls and it thumps against the box that's there, and it thumps again and it thumps again, and the man doesn't move.
Vivian's gonna run down there and uncrack that box.
The man is dead. You can tell that. There is no ambiguous way for the amount of throat that's missing. Zach, this is your first dead body.
Just
You come around. As you float around, you're so proud. You're about to tell everyone. You make eye contact with this corpse.
This is not my job description.
So the
Just
boat
close your eyes, Zach.
is the boat still moving away from us?
Oh, it's gone.
Okay.
You guys are on the yacht. The yacht is stationary. The boat where the people who had paid for the body, they're gone. They're leaving.
Oh, but the box is still here. The box and the head.
Box had
and-
never
okay,
gotten
cool,
onto.
cool,
He's
cool.
thumping
Yeah.
against it, waiting
All
for
right,
one of you
awesome.
guys to come down and let
Awesome.
him let him have it.
Now, Vivian's
Yeah.
gonna try again. Not the strong one.
I think we all probably
I have a
went down there,
multi-tool.
but yeah.
Yeah, I think
Pull
you
Zach
guys
out of the water.
you guys are able to get the lid the lid off the box. Jackson, he's vibrating there, and he allows you to like pick him up as best you can with how slippery he is now that he's slick with blood.
God.
There you go, buddy. Right.
The
Right
second he's able to, it's just you hear the snapping of the bone and the connective tissue reassembling itself.
It's great.
Seen in Sleepy Hollow. Yep.
It's great. So
The body that was still in the box twitches, and then like a little vampire just sits straight up.
Do I have to do I have to be like, drop it? Drop it?
No.
Okay.
Fine. He turns to look at all of you guys, and he's like,
Looking good, Richard.
Great. Yep. Great job.
"What are we going to eat?" And that is where we're going to stop.
Yay!
You all did it!
I got a
And
soggy
then-
pretzel in my pocket.
And then we
then?
hurry home.
And then you
Yeah.
hurry
Lucas
And
is
then
home.
we
back.
hurry home.
You hurry home because you have a problem back at home. Vivian,
Yeah.
your phone has started vibrating again.
Just
Love a
picks up
sequel
immediately.
bait.
I think John is currently
Sequel bait is
texting.
very
Sequel bait.
good.
Yeah,
Love
I think
sequel bait.
John is currently texting back and forth with Teresa, basically being like, okay, so actually they're not really horns, they're actually proboscises, and after his next molt, they'll probably become prehensile.
What do you mean it molts? Like a snake?
Never
She's sending you
mind.
voice memos back so she can yell at you. Like, you're texting, she's yelling. She's still yelling. All right.
Wow.
So-
Richard is in the front seat of the van.
Oh, absolutely.
Still,
wants to be able
still has the beer helmet on. Still has the helmet on with the Fago.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got his head out the window. Like he's
Like
having
a dog.
Like a dog, yeah.
He didn't get to look out the
Bloodstains,
window.
just-
Yeah. You guys are booking it back to
like-
Newport.
It's instead of like the slobber in the wind, it's like just bits of viscera and gore.
How do you feel, Jackson, sitting next to Richard now?
I mean,
So
fine. I don't think I'm
love.
sitting. Well, oh,
What?
no, I am driving. That's true. Yeah, I think a little like uneasy. Honestly, I think. Yeah.
He
a
seems
little
very
uneasy.
fond of you.
Well, it's
You've treated him well.
good.
Season
Good.
2 wedding?
Double date? What? You take your fake creature out and date with my fake creature?
I think. Yeah, all of us like driving back to Newport. Dullahan, head out the window. Blood, viscera, gore. Life is a highway. Plays.
Mhm.
Yeah! Yes.
Credits roll.
The Rascal Flats version,
The
please.
Rascal Flats version. Obviously. You don't even have to specify. The
home.
Eat Defeat version.
Richard is our
Take
Scooby
my
Doo.
away.
I love this movie.
Going my
The
way.
van
Yeah.
has a little DVD, like I'm watching Cars.
Well, thank you
Oh,
all for
gosh.
playing.
Good.
Yes, thank you so much. This is amazing.
Yes.
I love this. I
Yay,
love
thank
this
you,
world. I love these
Julia.
Thank you,
characters.
Julia.
Glad
This was
Amazing.
fantastic.
succeeded.
Yes.
Good job. Good
We'll
job,
play
everybody.
again anytime.
We learned
Oh.
so much about ourselves and our
Pet swimming.
characters and Julia's cat.
Yep.
Little buddy.
Unfortunately.
All right. Well, we should probably scoot to make room for
Probably-
Veil
Yes,
Yeah, we
Breakers.
should probably
Yeah.
run
Yeah.
for Veil Breakers, but thank you everyone who came and watched. Thank you for everyone who came and donated. Extra Life appreciates it. Thank you for doing it for the kids.
All right, we're going to be disappearing here in just a second, but don't worry. Veil Breakers is going to be coming back here starting at 7. So
Yeah.
don't touch that dial.
Thank you.